Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. We are here again in Wild Week in Sports. You know, I am not alone. I've got a team with me running a three-man weave right now. I've got my man, the man producer, podcast Poppy in the building.
Vince Carter.
And we have my irritated co-host, Breezy, in the building as well. There's a lot going on in the pre-production meeting.
Spewing nonsense right now.
No, facts and stats.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
I love.
If Wade was better than LeBron in 08-09, he would have won MVP.
I love when we say facts and stats, and then we like to go to advanced stats because
are those not stats?
No. I love when we say facts, stats, and facts, and facts and stats and stuff like that. But then we need to go to advanced stats because the natural stats that are there versus what I'm saying.
Natural stats show Wade scored 2 more points a game.
Can I finish my statement before you intrude? Instead of looking at the natural stats of what were there as far as like assists, rebounds, points, steals, turnovers, those natural stats we need to look at over the course of the NBA with win shares and what?
Listen, you're gonna pull straws on 2 points a game. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, Dylan. If you were to explain this to someone that didn't know basketball, if they were learning that game of basketball, they would need a book and write notes when it comes to this type of stat that you're trying to argue for your narrative to prove that Bron was a better player than Wade at that point in time when the stats are basically even. But in order to get your narrative, it's
the stats aren't even though. You could have your 2 more points a game, but I'll take the higher 3-point percentage, the higher free throw percentage, the higher blocks, and again, 66 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take all of those. Because you can say what you want. Oh, supporting cast, whatever. It doesn't matter because LeBron James won 23 more games than Dwayne Wade did that year as the best player on the team with 109 votes for first place MVP. So you take whatever those 2 points that you got, the 2 less rebounds, the 0.3 assists, the 0.5 steals, the whatever, the 1 block, the 0.2 blocks, I'm sorry, but I'll take the 0.3 field goal percentage, the more rebounds, I'll take the better free throw percentage, and I'll take wins total and the guy who won MVP. So again, if Wade was better than LeBron that year, 1, they would have won more games. 2, he would have won MVP and not just gotten 7 first place votes. Because it seems to me that me and 109 other people believe that LeBron was the best player in the NBA at that point.
Bro, go.
No, I was curious who finished second MVP that year. That's all.
It was Wade with 7 votes.
Oh, okay. so I mean, that kind of helps James. I mean,
how does that help James's argument? He was the second best. Because again, that's 102 point difference.
Clearly, there was a few people that thought
7.
Mm-hmm. 7 voters.
7 voters.
That doesn't mean that at that time. I don't remember, but
I remember.
There could have been a groundswell for Wade being better.
No, because I thought Kobe's MVP was Wade's MVP that year.
Embiid got a bunch of votes this year, but it is not a consensus that he's better than Joker. But he got a lot more votes
than Jokic as a whole.
Yes,
I'll take a look into it.
But I'm just saying it doesn't mean that it's just a consensus that he's better. It just means he got more votes. They thought it was his season. They could have
Yeah.
just thought it was LeBron's season, not so much that that LeBron was better at the moment. That's what I'm saying. That's how it helps James's argument. Is what I'm saying.
That's fine. You believe what you
I also
believe.
think that
I think
at
LeBron.
that
I
point in
told you I
time,
agreed with you. I thought LeBron's was better at that moment, but that does help James' argument if we're being fair.
I just think that at that point in time, like many people, even myself at that point in time, was starstruck over LeBron. Pause. So that no, I'm
No,
just
because this is my LeBron
starstruck
hate
over him.
phase.
No, I'm saying that's you. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I said me, like other people that were starstruck over LeBron at that point in time. You're going to there is no second, there is no one at that position to win MVP that year. There is it's LeBron. If you just, even if you're not watching the game, you're just like, who's the MVP? Who is the best player in the league and everything? It's LeBron. You're gonna say
Yeah,
LeBron.
but when you say it as in that position, MVP isn't a position vote.
Huh?
You said when you're the only player at that position, you're going to win MVP. That's not how that
I'm talking,
works.
I didn't mean to say position. I meant to say based on popularity, polarizing, it's LeBron without even second guessing. But I think that now looking back, when I saw them face each other and when I saw the game, how Wade was playing those games and how he was winning some of those games, it was an argument to say that Wade might have been MVP that year, or he may have been even better than Bron that year.
That's where we disagree.
That's fine. But to say that it's not a thing to say that it can't be a thing is just like, that's irresponsible.
No, I don't think it's irresponsible.
I think it is irresponsible because
no, I think it's disingenuous for you to say that Wade is at that point was better than LeBron. That's disingenuous.
How is that disingenuous? That's telling me how to feel about it versus me saying that it's irresponsible. Yeah, you're saying I'm not being genuine. That's a feeling. But to say that
my Captain Literal Man real quick. Mm-hmm. It's you being not sincere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I absolutely believe that. I think you're going this way for the narrative, not being sincere.
Really?
Calling Cap is what he's saying.
Really?
That's what the kids say.
Okay.
Okay. Because at this point in time, I was on my LeBron hate phase. Mm-hmm. And I didn't leave my LeBron hate phase till about 2014. Mm-hmm. So this is me just being, I remember this very, very much so because I remember 09-10 Kobe won MVP. And I was like, that was Wade's MVP because I very much so was a massive Dwayne Wade fan. But I was like, I did not think there was a way, shape, or form that Wade should have won MVP. Or Wade was better than LeBron at this point. Because the actual argument and narrative for this time period was Kobe and LeBron. Wade was not part of those two. Wade was the third guy that you get in there for that argument, but it was Kobe and Bron. Because even though Wade had the better stats that year, the consensus still was Kobe was better. And then the real argument was Kobe versus Bron. And that's when you had those Nike commercials where you had Kobe and Bron with the puppets.
That goes back to my point too. Of that is popular. It's popular.
Whether it's popular or not.
That's what it is.
That's what the narrative was.
Yes, that's narrative driven based on popularity and what people may have thought. But what the stats was, Wade was having a better year than Kobe, was he not? He was.
Yes.
So how is it disingenuous for me to say that I think that he was he had it. There was a case that he could have been MVP, and just like what Mike was saying,
Well, the
there were
argument
some
wasn't
people
the
that
MVP at
opponent that.
first. I turned it into that when I said LeBron won the MVP that year. The
I
argument was
thought
better.
that
But just
year
because somebody has better
Wade could
stats
have
doesn't
been
mean they're a
better
better
than him.
player. That's not true at all. Let's go. Let's pull out of the hat just random stats from this year. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Paul Pierce, and I'm gonna compare him to Carmelo Anthony's stats from 09, 08, 09.
It's you, Mike.
Yeah. Go. Paul Pierce, 20 points, 3 assists, 5.5 rebounds.
Okay.
Where is Mr. Anthony? Where the fuck is Carmelo Anthony? How much better do you think Carmelo Anthony is than Paul Pierce?
A lot better.
A lot better.
That year,
I'm biased.
In general, a lot better. Or
No.
how?
That's
before
never been my argument.
No, I'm just saying in general. We're just talking
though,
about two players. Before we
I know.
go there.
Before we go there, because I see what you're painting, my argument was never over the course or overall.
No, I'm talking about in 08, 09.
Year.
You know those Paul Pierce stats. How much better do you think Melo was?
That goes back to my argument. That's not what you just said.
No, this is for me. Because we're saying if stats mean you're a better player or not. If you do, I'm going to assume you think Carmelo Anthony is a better basketball player than Paul Pierce was. I'm going to ask you how much better do you think Carmelo Anthony was than Paul Pierce?
In 08, 09. 2 points.
That's exactly how much better he was than him. 2 points. 2 points on lower field goal percentage and less assists per game. So you can, if your argument is going to be because he has better stats, he's better. I'd rather have the more efficient guy and score one less bucket. And Paul Pierce won a ring that year.
So what's the argument on that one?
No, I'm just saying stats don't always prove that you're significantly better or better in general than a player. Because let's pull out a player this year.
No, I'm trying to understand what was the point of bringing up.
No, it's just that was just me just poking fun. Because Melo's better. Yeah, well, he didn't win the fucking ring or Finals MVP that year. So
I mean, the Celtics were a way better team.
In 08-09, wasn't that Nuggets team in the Western Conference Finals?
Yes, they were.
They would have beat the Celtics. Would have beat the Nuggets.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought
the Celtics would have beat the Nuggets, especially if the Nuggets couldn't beat the Celtics. I mean, the Lakers.
Styles make fights. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that would have been an interesting series.
I think KG lights up whoever is at that forward position on the Nuggets that year.
Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, he lights up
that year too.
He lights up Kenyon Martin. Yeah, they get into they both turn into a dogfight, but I think KG lights Kenyon Martin up.
The problem with that series is, do you get Melo that's playing like really good defense? Because if you get Melo that's playing really good defense, he's a much different defender than Kobe because he's so much stronger than Kobe.
You know what happens?
And it's Melo versus Paul Pierce.
And you know what happens?
J.R. Smith versus Ray Allen. It's Chauncey Billups versus Rondo. Like, that Nuggets team is right there. They're right there.
you know what happens? Paul Pierce gets Melo into foul trouble. That's what
You
ended
could
up
also say
happening.
the same thing for Melo getting Paul Pierce in foul trouble.
Hmm?
For Melo being as physical as he was, Melo would get Paul Pierce in foul trouble.
For I don't see it the same way because I think that Paul Pierce kind of just like OG vet outsmarts, outwits Melo at that point in time, just like how Kobe did, because he thinks that Paul Pierce is gonna play physical like Kobe did, where Paul Pierce is gonna like flop and act like he got hit more than he did and gets Carmelo in foul trouble.
But Kobe didn't OG outwit Melo in that series. His team was just better. Melo averaged 30 in that series.
Yeah, he did.
He
But,
actually matched Kobe. The problem was the Lakers had another Hall of Famer on that team, and his name was Pau Gasol.
True indeed. But Kobe only played that way to play against Melo, just because Kobe's an insane maniac to just like look for what is it, for competition like that too. Paul Pierce is not gonna match. He's gonna find whatever his game is and he's gonna use it against you. That's what he would have did against Melo. He wouldn't have tried to play physical like he did with Kobe. He wasn't gonna do that with him.
But that's where Melo, I think, would take the correct step there, because Melo would absolutely try to physical Paul Pierce and put him on the block and put him in fucking foul trouble. So that's those two are a wash. It would just be how you deal with Ray Allen.
It would be how you deal with Ray Allen, because I'm gonna tell you what,
J.R. Smith wasn't dealing with Ray Allen.
That Chauncey Billups is packing Rondo the fuck up.
That version of Rondo,
packing him up.
That's only like year 3 or year 4 Rondo.
Yeah,
I don't know. Rondo that year was really. I don't know. That Rondo that year was really, really good at defense, and he was averaging double assists still. He wasn't scoring
assists, but scoring wise, he couldn't. If you needed buckets from him, Rondo came like 2 years later.
But I think the defense side of it would have definitely slowed Chauncey Billups up.
I don't know. I think
Chauncey Billups at the time, Chauncey Billups on that Nuggets team is a team away from being a shell of himself. He was on the down of his career.
All right, before we continue, I have one more question before we actually start the show. Who's better, Anthony Davis or Julius Randle?
Anthony Davis is better.
I don't know how. They have the same amount of points, rebounds.
What, all time?
No, this year.
Well,
so if they have the same stats, who's better?
Julius played 78 games. Anthony Davis played 50.
They average the same.
But that's my point. Anthony Davis didn't play as much as Julius, and he still got the same numbers as Julius.
Yeah. So who's better?
Anthony Davis.
But why? They have the same stats.
Because he didn't play as many games as Julius.
No. I'm just talking. We didn't go through how many games Wade played and how many games LeBron played or how many other guys played. I'm just saying stat line.
This is going back to your argument. I see.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't understand. Okay.
Because James said since Wade had more points or the stats were a little bit different and favored Wade, I guess, that he was the better player. That's not true. Just like stats for the season don't show that.
Games played is a stat, right?
I know it is, but we didn't talk about it previously. So we're just going to ignore it for those, but not ignore it for this one.
Huh?
Always. Yeah,
no, we're not. It's a game.
We didn't reference games played, but we didn't reference games played.
That is a part of it. Wade played 79 games. LeBron played 81. There's not a difference, really. There's not really a difference. It's 2 games. Yeah, it's 2 games. 79 games versus 81 games. It's 2 games.
But my point is we didn't use that stat when we were doing all these points.
Yeah.
We didn't use that stat. We just talked about the basic stats like we were talking about, remember? Points, rebounds, but not when you said it. We were talking about points, rebounds, assists, field goal, steals, blocks.
That is a basic stat.
It wasn't when we were bringing it up earlier. Just saying. So if we're just going to do the basic just numbers, 25 a game and 25 a game are the same. How is one guy better than the other?
If that is a basic stat, if it wasn't a basic stat, why did it come up immediately from me and Mike? We didn't go advanced. We didn't go advanced game
Why did we bring it
sharing
up when we were originally talking about the original point?
because it's not a point because they only have 2 games apart. If Wade played 30 games less than Bron, then I'd be like, oh, the reason why his points are so much higher, it'll be a point to be talked about. It's not a point to be talked about because the difference is only 2 games.
Nonsense.
It's not, it's not nonsense. It's not a point.
Nonsense.
I just want everyone at home to know that we are on a pod with people who cannot admit when they're wrong ever. No matter who it is, any delegation you want to put, me, Dylan, James, Roz, it does not matter. None of us can admit when we're wrong. And that's why we have 3-hour arguments about silly things and just go in circles. Thank you. This has been my public service announcement.
All right, fine. How about this one? Who's better, Jamal Murray or De'Aaron Fox?
I don't think that this
We're
is the
still
argument
going.
Well, this
Hold
is the
on,
last
listen,
one.
I don't think
Last one.
I'll answer that question. Give me 1 second. I don't think that this is an argument based on who's wrong or who's right. I think that this is a very much opinionated, right? But I think it is very irresponsible, like I said before, to think that Wade didn't have a chance to win MVP that year, especially if Mike have said that there were 7 people that voted for him to be MVP and he was second place. So to say that no to wait but so to say
you finish go ahead.
To say that he didn't have a chance or there was no way possible that he could have been MVP over LeBron or anything like that when there were people that thought that. So to say that, I think that it is irresponsible to tell people that it was like there was no clear chance at all. There was no clear chance at all for you to even think that Wade could have been MVP or better than LeBron that year. I think that's irresponsible. Now, if you want to talk about feelings, to say you don't think I'm sincere and stuff like that, that's all emotional based instead of saying what's real, which is, I think that's irresponsible to the brand to say that to people.
If that's how you feel, I apologize, but that's just the definition of disingenuous. Like I said, I was pulling up my Captain Literal Man. For 7 people to say that Dwayne Wade was first place MVP and for 109 people to say that Dwayne Wade is MVP is not even close. That's 102, like, or 105. I'm sorry. Like, that's a lot. That is a lot of people to think that LeBron was that much better than literally everybody else who played in the NBA that year. All, 15 players on a team times 30. Like, all those players, he got 107 votes, and Wade just got 7. So it's not incredibly far-fetched to me to think an absolute blowout for MVP votes isn't just like a anomaly. Like, he got blown out in votes. So, like, it's not even like, it's not crazy or irresponsible of me to think that if the majority voted one way. Like, I don't know how many people voted total. I could pull that up shortly while I get my thoughts together. But 2, 3, 10, 12, 121 people voted and 109 voted for LeBron. So, yeah, it's not outside of the realm of possibility for me to think it's not even a chance. Because I'm not the only... I'm in the majority here.
Okay.
So, who's better, Jamal Murray or De'Aaron Fox?
This year?
Yes.
Or in general? This year? Probably De'Aaron Fox.
You think he's actually a better player than Jamal Murray?
It's close. Jamal's doing magical things right now, so I would say maybe Jamal overall, but I think Darian had a better year this year. Yes.
Yeah, he averaged 5 more points, but he's not the better player.
Okay.
That's the point. That's
Oh.
my point. Because somebody averages more points or has better stats doesn't mean they are just the better player. It's an insult.
I see what you're saying here. I see what you're doing here. I would agree with that sentiment.
Let's start the show. We're 25 minutes in and we've just been yelling at each other.
No, you and James have been yelling at each other.
Good game, James.
I've just been sitting here.
It's not a win or a lose. It's a shake hand, and we keep it pushing.
Hopefully, if he's.
I was put on a shit list earlier this week.
You was, so maybe that's where this started, the origin story. But what's the score? Celtics 116, Heat 99. Celtics survive Game 4 in Miami in South Beach. I started the day seeing quotes from Celtics saying, "Don't let us win one. Don't let us win one." Well, they won one. So my question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you for the Miami Heat?
I'm not. If Doc Rivers were coaching the Miami Heat, I would be very worried. But I am not worried. It's 1. I think the Heat will be fine.
I think this series ends 4-2 at the least, because they're going back to Boston, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Game 5.
Yeah.
On Thursday night will be.
There's a chance that Miami could steal it because they've done it twice already. But there's a chance that Boston defends home court at that point in time. But then when they go back to Miami, they can end it. So I think that is a chance that it ends 4-2. There's a chance it may end 4-1. I just think that tonight was adrenaline and they just happened to squeeze one out. Yeah.
They needed to win this. Like, not even just for the sake of them not getting eliminated. They needed to show fight, because during the game, before James popped in, me and Mike were talking, like, this Celtics team doesn't have a backbone, huh?
You were saying that, sir.
I did.
I was telling you that.
But we had the conversation.
Yes, we had the conversation.
We were having the conversation. I absolutely brought it up, because when you take a look at like how this playoff run has gone, it's like, yeah, they absolutely shouldn't have lost 2 to Atlanta. That should have been Trae Young gets hot one game and they pack him up at 5. But what? DeJounte Murray got suspended, and then they lost that game.
Yeah.
Like, Mikal Bridges said it in his pivot interview where he was just like, I want to root for the Celtics to like win, but they keep fucking around. They should have, this probably going to sound like bad coming from me, but I was like, they probably should have packed up Philly. They're the better team. They're absolutely the better team. You couldn't take game 1 with no Embiid. And then the way they lost game 3 in overtime.
That was just a good game, though. Like, that's not a game where, oh, they're soft. Oh, they crumbled. That was just a good game that Philly won. They just won.
But this is my point about Missoula, right? There's sometimes where he's just like, yo, I'm lucky to be out here because Jason Tatum catching 50. And then there's the games where they lose, where they look terrible when they lose. It's not like let's take a look at this Lakers series, right? This Lakers series that just ended. There is not a single game in this series that I didn't think the Lakers couldn't have won. They were in every single game. Game 1 was the exception where they had to make the comeback.
I don't think they weren't going to win.
You said the game was over with 8 minutes left, and they promptly brought it down to 4. I know this because all 3 of us were in here, and we're like, Mike, there's so much time left. You're like, this game's over. Then you stayed shut until there was a minute left in the game. You're like, okay, now this game's over.
The game was over.
There was never a point in that Lakers series. Like, the Lakers lost by 23 points total in the series. That was a total point differential. They lost by 20 fucking 3. The way the Celtics team loses games is crazy. And the way they go down 0-3, and game 3 was this absolute ass whooping, where you had Al Horford had to sit in the coach's chair because Joe Mazzulla's just sitting there just like lost. Doesn't know what's happening. He's like, where the fuck am I? It was a debacle. And then you have tonight where it's like, oh, Tatum went sick. And then like everybody, like the role players showed up.
But
I
see,
don't know how to believe in this team.
That's
Because
what I was
again,
saying
Ime
earlier.
Udoka wouldn't have had this team like this. This team would have been what? It's 3-1 now. It probably would have been 2-2.
But that's what I was saying earlier, that's not fair. You can't give him all the blame when they lose and say they look terrible when they lose, but when they win, oh, the players just played good. He didn't have
No.
nothing to do with it.
I'm
That's
the
not
first
fair.
person to shit on players, but like it's a combined effort of
You
shit.
have to give him some credit.
I'll give him credit when they win, but like a lot of times when they win, it's just like, man, Tatum had to go for 35. Tatum had to do this. Tatum had to do this. It's not like his rotations are sus. His play calling is weird. He doesn't always put the team in the best situation offensively, and it's annoying. Especially because we saw how well coached this team was all through the playoffs last year. And it seems like, yeah, I may overrate Ime a little bit because I think Ime is one of the 3 best coaches in basketball. But, like, he was the Celtics' backbone, to be fair. He was one that would sit everybody down and be like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't see Joe Mazzulla doing that. I feel like Joe Mazzulla is like the stepdad of the team. He's because the real dad is, yeah,
stepson.
Well, I would say stepdad in this situation because actual dad went and got a new girlfriend in Houston, and now Mazzulla is dating mom. And they're all the players like, you're not my real dad. I'm not listening to you.
I thought it was really funny when I saw that stat that I didn't know existed about Mazzulla losing to Jimmy Butler in college.
That is a crazy stat. I saw that. I was like, no fucking way. I love seeing the college highlights of Joe Mazzulla because he wears sneakers that are too big when he was in school. But like, I didn't know that was a thing. And here he is about to get packed up by Jimmy Butler again.
The boogeyman. Tormenting that.
You get on Anthony for liking Trae Young. But here you are praising the Jimmy Butler after packing y'all up.
It makes no sense. His affinity for Jimmy Butler. Mike, like I said it in the chat, Mike is the sole reason why the Knicks lost because he was behind closed doors still rooting for Jimmy Butler while
I still blame Anthony.
We're playing the Knicks. That's why.
I still blame Anthony for
Jimmy Butler was probably scoring and he was just like, it's the mayor. What are you gonna do? It's the mayor. I don't know. Go Knicks, but it's the mayor.
How ridiculous is James sound when all season he was capping and coping for the Orlando Magic, and then the moment the play shitting on this Knicks team all year until the moment the playoffs start, and now it's don't nobody talk about my Knicks. All season, you was waving your pom-poms for the Orlando Magic, shitting on the Knicks, and then all of a sudden now nobody can talk about the Knicks, and you are King fan.
I don't think it's nobody can talk about the Knicks. It's just me.
Yeah,
he just doesn't like me talking about the Knicks.
Exactly.
No, but I don't blame Mike for the Knicks losing. I blame Anthony because again he was praising Jimmy Butler's injury when it happened, game 1.
Yes, he did.
But Mike was definitely in the back in his Jimmy Butler shrine, willing him to good health.
Which A is not true. B, Jimmy did not have a good series against the Knicks.
Come on, Mayor.
It was not Jimmy at all. If anything, you could make that foolish argument for Kyle Lowry.
No, we're not going to
That's
praise
another
Kyle
one.
Lowry for anything.
That's
We're not doing
another
that.
one.
You don't get to bring another one of your guys into this to give praise
Kyle
to.
Lowry
That's another one.
was killing the Knicks.
Bam
killing
Adebayo was killing the Knicks.
We're talking about
Bam was killing the Knicks with his illegal screens. That's how Bam was
Cry Me
killing the
River.
Knicks. Which
And
he
I'm
got
gonna tell
called
you-
for 2 tonight, Dylan.
and I'm gonna tell you another thing, Dylan.
Illegal screens over and over and over again.
If I was a man that did not know Mike, that was just a stranger, just like an outsider listening in, you would think that Miami is probably Mike's A2 1B team because he likes Bam Adebayo a lot. He likes Kyle Lowry a lot. He likes Jimmy Butler a lot, and he loves Coach Spo. These are
I don't
four.
love Spo. I don't love Spo.
Okay.
I don't love Spo, but I respect Spo. I think Spo is
Respect Spo.
underrated. I think Spo's underrated. No one
Underrated?
Yes, no one talks about Spo when we talk about best coaches in the league. We never talk about Spo.
No, it's just like an unspoken rule. You don't have to mention him.
Exactly. What the hell?
We're not
Underrated.
doing that.
Nobody's
We're
gonna.
not doing that. To
Unspoken
Spo.
rule. It's an unspoken rule, which means no
It's
one
just like you don't
speaks
mention
about
Pop.
him.
You don't mention Pop either.
Exactly. Pop could lose all 82 games. We're gonna say Pop is probably the best coach in the NBA.
We literally were talking about
that.
this for the draft lottery. We're like, yo, Pop been losing for like a decade, but like he just got Wemby. So like,
and
let's
people
see.
are saying, we hope that Wembanyama, whatever his name is, we hope he goes to Pop. And if he goes there, we're like, oh man, we don't know. He might turn into something with Pop over there. Even though we think Pop lost 10 straight seasons of 82 games a season.
But we still will put Pop as like, yo, he's still like the best coach in basketball. Like what? It's Pop, it's Kerr, it's Spo. Like you don't need to talk about anybody else. Ty Lue.
It's Ty Lue.
Yeah, nobody wants
to.
It's Mike Malone.
It's
Mike Malone.
Rick Carlisle. Nobody wants to give him his just due.
I'm not
he
giving Rick
can't
Carlisle
coach.
shit.
I'm not giving him nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Y'all treating Rick Carlisle like he's D'Antoni, and he's not.
No, Rick Carlisle.
that bad.
I'm not putting him in my upper echelon of coaches in the NBA anymore.
He is mid. He is mid. That's what he is.
Once
Rondo told him to suck my dick, that was it for me and Rick Carlisle. That was it.
You're just gonna go Rondo on that one. You're not. But are we gonna go Rondo on what he said, Doc Rivers?
In the playoffs, Rondo said, "Yeah, nah, you don't know what you're talking about."
I mean, to be fair, Rondo also said that to Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
but we'll defend Doc Rivers.
Well, the difference between those two situations is it's a mixed bag. Some of the players agree with Doc, some agree with Rondo. All of the Dallas Mavericks agreed with when Rondo did that. They said Rondo had to go.
They did. That's when Rondo was on his tour of I'm burning every bridge possible.
I'm smarter than
Dallas and Sacramento.
I'm smarter than everybody in the league.
And to be fair, Rondo was smarter than everybody in the league.
I need to be playing 45 minutes, but I can't shoot a jump shot. Man, sit down. You're a liability on offense. Sit down. Sit down. Pack the paint and treat him like Ben Simmons.
Nah, Rondo's floater was nasty.
You're bugging because
Rondo can't shoot.
He still can't.
You can't leave Rondo open.
You can't leave Rondo.
You
open.
absolutely
no.
Can't
You cannot.
You need to go watch that Lakers title run. Then you cannot leave Rondo open.
You cannot.
And that's why that was a revelation. Because who was that?
That was Rondo.
There was a reason Rondo was. There was a reason Rondo was open like that in the bubble.
Yeah, because they still thought it was 09 Rondo.
Because he can't shoot. We all know he can't shoot. No. We all know it. We all know it. We all know it. And we was in the bubble, and Rondo was doing phenomenal things like TJ Warren. That was not Rondo. That was bubble Rondo. You gonna tell me TJ Warren is the same thing?
That was Rondo.
Rondo was doing that. Rondo was doing that on the Pelicans. Rondo was doing that on the
You're gonna sit here and
Pelicans.
tell me Rondo was a sniper from 3.
No, we never said it was a sniper, but you can't leave him open.
Rondo in
can't
21
shoot.
games, the last time he played in the NBA, was shooting 39.7% from 3. And then when he was on that little Clippers run, he was shooting 43% from 3. That same year when he was on the Hawks was 37% from 3. His run with the Lakers, he was shooting an average of 34% from 3. Like, why are we saying Rondo can't shoot?
Because he can't shoot. Those are great numbers if you're shooting 2 or 3 times a game. All you gotta do is hit 1 or 2.
No, he was shooting way more than that. He was shooting like 5 threes a game, 5, 6, 7 threes a game.
Let's go with
7
that bubble
threes?
here real quick.
7 threes?
Yes.
Let's go with that bubble here real quick.
I just watched that interview on all up. I'm not gonna mention the name, but he said that once he noticed that there were players in the NBA shooting 15 threes a game, he said, shit, I might as well get 12 up. I might as well get 8 up.
He was shooting 3 a game. Don't matter. Still got to make them.
Don't matter.
Still got to make them.
1 for 3. He was making
does that not equal 33?
Making buckets out here.
But
don't
guess
leave
what, Mike?
That man open.
Guess what, Mike? That's just an average. That's
don't
just an
leave
average.
him open.
Don't leave him open. 1 for 3, you'd be fine with that. That's literally what you'd be fine with.
Mike, that's like saying if we're playing 3-on-3 and we play a series of 5 games and you make the game-winning 2 every single game, but you missed 2 of them, you only shot 4 or 5 shots on every game, that will be your average. And you be saying clutch gene like it was 2K.
That's a horrible example.
It's not.
It's a horrible example.
It's a horrible example because it's an insider. It's a horrible example only because it's an insider.
It's a horrible example because you're talking about shooting 1 time a game for 5 games. Like what?
No, I didn't say. I said 5.
Average. No, I said a series of 5. I said you made 1 shot 3 times to win the series. That is 1 shot a game for 5 games.
No, he was saying if you shooting 3 shots a game, but only make the game winner.
Yes.
And then imagine me sitting here telling you I'm a sniper. Don't leave me open for the entire game when I'm shooting once a game. That doesn't make any sense.
You don't have to be a sniper to not be left open.
Is actually like a solid 3-point shooter. That's like a solid 3-point shooter. What are we doing?
So both of you, I think, right? I'm gonna put a poll up. I'll put a poll up.
No, because that's the thing. People only remember Rondo as like the I can't shoot guy, but nobody remembers the end of Rondo's career when he started shooting.
He can't shoot. That's the point. So
the end of his career says otherwise.
Don't put a poll up because people are gonna say what it really is. Mm-hmm. What we have to do is go off of the last couple years of his career when he's shooting 2 times.
I mean, for his career, he shoots 32% from 3,
and that's with those 39s and 40s at the end of his career, which means
that's because
at the beginning of he cannot shoot.
Well, he didn't shoot threes. He literally shot 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.9, 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.9, 0.7, 0.8. He didn't shoot. He shot less than 1 3 a game for the first
8 years.
12 years of his career. From 06-07 to fucking 2019.
And do you think that is? And you think that's by coincidence?
No, he got better. That's why he started shooting more.
So if he got better, then that means.
So did Jason Kidd get better at shooting threes?
Yes,
sure did.
You know, Jason Kidd couldn't fucking shoot a lick when he first started in the NBA.
He could not shoot,
and he got great at the end of his career. The end of his career, Mike, he got great. How many three? Jason Kidd's top 10.
Jason Kidd was probably. Jason Kidd was probably the best. Just at his tenure with the Knicks was probably one of the best 3-point shooters on the Knicks when he played for the Knicks, and you know that.
He's literally top 3 in 3-pointers made, and he couldn't shoot the first 10 years of his career.
1 year.
He played how many years, Mike?
He was not a better shooter than Steve Novak. So please stop with the madness. He was not a better 3-point shooter than Carmelo Anthony. He was not a better 3-point shooter than J.R. Smith.
He might have the Melo one. He might have the Melo one.
Stop. He's one of the greatest 3-point shooters in Knicks history. No, he's not.
I didn't say that. Damn, yo, isn't that crazy how extreme Mike be going?
He was the greatest 3-point shooter on the Knicks. Did you not just say that?
I did not.
Just say?
I did not.
What did you say? Tell me what you said. I misheard.
I said, what did you say? And his tenure with the Knicks, he was one of the better shooters on the Knicks when he was on that Knicks team. That is exactly what I said.
He was the best shooter.
I verbatim. I be verbatim saying things because I nitpick at you guys when you're not verbatim when you say things. So you don't think I'm not verbatim when I say things?
No, okay. Because you pick and choose when you do that.
He shot 35% on the Knicks.
How long was he on the Knicks, Dylan?
1 year.
Oh, didn't I say that? Oh.
Okay.
1 year.
What's his ranking? What's his ranking?
On the Knicks? James, you're not going to like it.
Of that Knicks season?
Yeah, you're not going to like it.
What is it?
Let me go top to bottom here. Where is it?
You know why he's not going to like it, Dylan? Because that's all that Knicks team did was shoot threes.
It's Steve Novak.
Novak. Did I say that? Oh, check.
Iman Shumpert.
Okay.
Actually, we're not going to count Chris Copeland, but Chris Copeland would be number 2 on that team, to be fair. So Novak, Copeland, Shumpert, Pablo Prigioni,
check.
Melo,
check.
Felton,
bum ass Raymond Felton, check.
J.R. Smith,
didn't I say J.R. too? Check. Oh, so we're on 6. We're on 6 now. Not even 6th man. He's 7th off the bench.
Thomas count?
I won't give you Kurt Thomas.
Okay, because he shot 1,000 on the season, so we're not gonna. After J.R. Smith, it is Jason Kidd. That'll be 7.
And how much higher is Jason Kidd than the person right behind him?
0.4.
Who was that?
Ronnie Brewer. To be fair, James, I was on your side. Begin this. But back to Jason Kidd.
No. It's almost like we're on a pod where people can't admit when they're wrong.
Can't do it. I don't blame you. No, Jason Kidd didn't start becoming
Don't let Mike be right. Don't let Mike be right about it.
No, absolutely not.
Don't let me be right. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, most of Jason's career, he was fucking terrible. He really hit his stride from 06 on.
I just think that you cannot say that, I can tell you one thing. You're not gonna. If you sit there and let Rondo shoot a 3 and you wave him off, he's gonna make you pay every single time. At this point, at the end, huh?
Rondo's not Ben Simmons.
He's not.
Rondo will shoot it and make it.
He's not Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is scared to shoot. So yes, you're right. Ben Simmons is terrified to shoot. Rondo will throw it up there. I will give you that.
It's showing in that how many games did that series go when they won the chip for the Lakers? 6, 7?
6.
What, the Lakers? When they beat the Heat?
6 games, right?
6, I think. I don't think it was 5.
It's showing if you look at that game 6, right, where Rondo gave you, I think, 19 points.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 threes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because they kept waving him off, and he was just like, "Okay, you're not gonna guard it. Cool." And I think that's what his the last like 5 to 7 years of his career was when he actually got better at shooting, and people were just like, "Oh, that's Rondo," and he was just like, "All right, I'm gonna show you that I can make this now." And you're gonna keep on waving me off, and I'm just gonna keep making these wide open threes that you guys don't want to guard now.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Russell Westbrook can shoot?
No.
Huh?
Do you think that Russell Westbrook can shoot?
If he's open, yeah. I'm not like if he's open, it's like okay.
No, not even open.
Are you gonna give?
Not even
You gonna give Russ those shots?
Not even open. Russ
Are
can't.
you gonna give Russ those shots?
It's so here's the
Russ
difference
has gotten
in that
worse.
argument. That's what I was
shooting.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. There's a difference. Russ got worse as his career got further in. He's gotten worse at the three. Which
Russ is a
weird.
career 30%.
And
he been chucking shots. Like Rondo for his career for the first 10 years didn't shoot anything. There was a year where Russ was shooting 7 threes a game.
Yeah. Like he regressed.
That's bad. That's real bad. No, he absolutely no. His best year shooting was 16-17. He shot 0.34. And after that, he went 0.298, 290, 258. Went back to 3, 298. Went back to 3, 296. Yeah, where Rondo got better, Russ got worse.
I'd much rather let Rondo shoot.
I'll let Rondo shoot that. Like Rondo, you can shoot that shot for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the huddle, if I'm the coach, I'm telling Rondo, shoot the ball. Shoot. If they give it to you, shoot it. You shoot it. Where if what Russ is doing that, I'm saying, think about it. Look for the open guy.
Well, we're setting a pin down on the guy in the corner.
Yeah, and
you swing him the ball.
And if you are the open guy, drive it.
Yeah. Do not shoot it. Mike, don't shake your head. That's a good point. When Rondo got better, Russ got worse. We do a podcast with a bunch of guys.
That is true.
Oh, look at Mike. There we go.
I do it all the time. No one else in here does it.
Hey, man. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong.
When does that happen?
I'm not often wrong. But when it happens, I'll be the first to admit it. Because I don't want to give y'all the fucking satisfaction of telling me I'm wrong.
That is this podcast wrapped up in a nutshell, right?
Yeah,
there.
we don't want to give y'all the satisfaction of saying we're wrong. There's only one person that we get to tell he's wrong on the daily. And he's not here. That guy is always wrong.
Consistently wrong.
Yeah.
Consistently.
He is wrong enough for all three of us. Yeah. Notice how he was like, "Oh, I predicted it correctly." I was like, "Well, you actually predicted this series in 7, so like it doesn't really matter what you said because he's like, "Oh, I said the Celtics are going to win tonight." Go ahead. You didn't put a wheel spin on it, and you also said Celtics in 7. So if they don't win in 7 or Heat in 7, if they don't go 7 games, your prediction doesn't matter.
I give him partial credit if he picked the team right.
No, we don't do partial credit
because he is right. He's not wrong. He is correct. The team he said was going to won the game.
Yeah, but he said if you do a parlay and you put a bunch of bets today and you lose, if you put a bet that the Heat would win the series in 7, they don't win in 7, you don't win the bet.
You lose.
You lose the bet.
They don't give you a partial payment.
Yo, here's a quarter of your potential winning. No, you lose. You lost that bet.
Yeah. You have to be 100% right.
We got to teach accountability here, Mike. Not every kid needs a trophy.
He has none.
We don't all just get medals for participating. No participation awards here.
Which goes to my why my name on the pod today is I am Miss Cleo. Call me now. The prophecy is almost complete.
The fact that like Mike in the chat, whatever something he predicts goes right, and he's like, "Look, I did it! It's like, well, James did this, and James is about to get another massive one."
Crickets. Something else. Crickets. James, James picked that 3 weeks ago.
No, actually,
No,
James
he did
picked
not.
that.
You need to stop, Mike. You are just
James
hating.
picked that 7 months ago.
And never brought it up again.
He didn't need to. He
I didn't
stamped
have
it.
to.
He said it. You have the notes. You have
Yeah.
the notes, Mike.
I even asked you. I asked you because me and Dylan were searching. Well, Dylan gave me a little bit of help, but I was searching high and low for that goddamn video for when I
Did you
stamped
find it?
and I couldn't find it. It's in there somewhere. I could not find
It's
it.
in here.
I said, "Hey, where was this?" He was
Yeah,
like,
because I gave you the date. The note,
said-
the thing on the
I
note
said,
says
"Oh."
November 2nd.
It's the live
It was
show for
funny to
November
me.
2nd.
It was
Or,
funny
yeah,
to me. The
November
reason
2nd.
why it was funny to me when I asked you that, Mike, is because I remember you saying, "Oh, when did you say it?" I don't remember you saying. I felt like I was the only one on that hill, that Nuggets hill. And then I said, "Hey, Mike, what
I
episode
was the
it?"
only one on the Nuggets hill when the playoffs started.
Hold
But
on.
that,
Oh,
Mike,
when the
you want
playoffs
a fucking cookie?
when the playoffs started.
When the playoffs started, I said the Nuggets were going to do exactly what they're doing right now. And Dylan and Anthony said I was crazy.
I've been hating.
Not
I've been
crazy,
hating. I've been hating.
Yes, hating. And I've been telling you the Nuggets are going to win the championship.
I've been wrong. Look at me
3
admitting I'm
weeks
wrong.
now.
Look at
I
me.
must have not been
admitting I'm wrong.
Whole time when Dylan and Anthony are hating on the Nuggets, nothing from you. You could have said, "Well, I picked the Nuggets at the beginning of the year, so I'm right."
But what does he have to
Nothing.
defend? Does he have to defend the honor of the Nuggets because he
must
picked
not-
them
He
in
doesn't have to
November?
defend. All he has to say is, "Well, I picked them too." Nothing. There was no mention of the Nuggets till they beat
Mike wants
Phoenix.
credit so
Then
bad.
it was, I picked the Nuggets to win the championship now. So where was all of this? Where
Mike,
was
you were there. You have the notes. Stop being bitter.
That's what I don't understand.
Stop being bitter because James did it before you.
So this is where he tried to overstep and overspeak my point that I was getting ready to make it, because I said it was so funny because he was saying all this, it was me, and then I asked him, I said, "Yo, Mike, what episode was it when I named all of my predictions?" I said, "What episode was it when I said Kuzma would get most improved player? I said Ja would get MVP. I said Nuggets Bucks for the finals." And I said Nuggets will win the championship. And I said Sacramento 40 wins. He said, "My notes say it was this date." And as soon as he said that, I said, "So I said this." Soon as
I never
he said that, I
said you didn't say it.
So why are you trying to play me and try to say that? I ain't heard nothing from you when you know I've said this though. You know I've said this, but because I haven't continued. So because I haven't continued to say,
you're poking out your chest now because you think there's a chance for you to be right, but you wasn't talking all this tough talk a few months ago, or even at the beginning of the playoffs. There was none of this.
I would like to say that I don't think James is puffing his chest out.
I want to speak for the Nuggets winning. I want to speak for the Nuggets winning.
Listen, we got to pick which one he gets to speaky for. Is it 40 wins or the Nuggets maybe winning a title?
We should just change the award to James's Speaky Prediction Award. That's what we should do.
He's got two great ones.
No matter what he predicts, it's just him. He just gets it.
I mean, if he continues to predict better shit than us, then this is how this works.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to tell you, Mike. If he keeps predicting better shit than us, we might as well just change the name to the fucking James Speaky fucking prediction of the year.
If I was to choose,
does anyone care that I picked Joel Embiid to win MVP? Nope, nobody cares.
No, because it's not as impressive as 40 wins or Nuggets can go to the finals.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No, that's a third place vote. That's a third place win.
Nobody cares.
Third place win. If the Nuggets win the finals, nothing else wins. Nothing else wins. Unless I'm sitting here the Jets go to the Super Bowl and they're going to win. And then they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that would be able to beat that.
Yeah, because that'll be before the season started and they've never won it.
We've won it once.
Well, I'm talking about I'm talking about my fault. That just showed you how.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But
he picked it when the 30 teams didn't even play yet. You picked it when the playoffs started.
They didn't play.
That's a narrow playing field.
They didn't play a single game yet, and that's the same thing with the Sacramento's pick. Nobody believed they would do that, and I already had a feeling they were going to do that because of the acquisitions they got in the offseason and how they played last season. They already did like 30 games last season, and they got Hoarder, they got Monk. I'm like, they're definitely gonna win 8 more games. Like they can't wait 8 more games. That's crazy.
Mike is
40
bitter.
wins.
Mike is bitter. We're not like bigging up in his predictions, but like these are great. These are hard predictions to beat.
Like right now, Mike, if you was to say my Titans are gonna go to the Super Bowl, not win. They may lose, they may win, but just going right now, right? And then next season starts, and y'all start off slow, and then y'all make it to the playoffs, and then y'all win, y'all somehow make it to the Super Bowl. Speaky, you predicted it before the season started, and this was something nobody thought could have came to fruition.
If you would have said the Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals,
that wouldn't have been crazy.
If you would have said when the playoffs started that the Heat were going to the finals, I would have been like, hey,
when the playoffs started,
that one I'll give you, but you don't get
because they were in the
play-in. They were in the play-in and they lost the
beginning
first
of
game
the
to the
year.
Hawks. That would have been insane.
And it
would have been insane.
It would have been crazy at the beginning of the year.
If you would have said when the playoffs started, the Heat, but like you get no credit for the Nuggets because the Nuggets are the 1 seed. They are the favorite. That's chalk.
But
that is absolute chalk.
They weren't the favorites, though. That is what we're acting like.
To who? Vegas said they were the favorites. Out of the West, they were the favorites.
Phoenix was the favorites. Everyone was picking Phoenix.
Everyone was picking Phoenix except for Vegas. Except for Vegas. Nobody cares what fucking Skip Bayless says when he picks fucking teams.
We can go back. I can do everyone was picking. No one was picking the Nuggets. No one was picking them.
Well, I hated the Lakers, so I definitely wasn't picking them.
Like, what do we do? I act up Memphis. Like,
the reason why? Do you really want to understand the reason why nobody was picking Denver?
Picking Phoenix and Milwaukee.
Nobody was picking Denver because they were not the sexy pick. They are the one team. Every time they beat the Lakers in this series, it never was Denver is up 3-1 in the series or 3-0 in the series. Denver's up 2-0 in the series. It was always the Lakers are down 0-2. The Lakers are down 0-3. No, the Nuggets aren't sexy.
Out last game.
The Nuggets aren't a sexy pick. They are just the right pick. And you don't need them to be attractive or sexy. The worst nightmare for the NBA is Denver being in the fucking finals. Because the casual fan isn't going to watch. They're going to lose money in revenue because nobody's going to watch Heat Nuggets besides like people who really like hoop.
Stephen A. Smith called it.
Like it's not how
who was dying for a LA Heat finals, not only because it'll be a bubble rematch, it's LA and Miami. Nobody wants to not even to watch per because I think that it's gonna be a competitive good series, but nobody's gonna go. Nobody's gonna go to Denver to see the game.
Star power's lost. Revenue is going to be lost. It's the nightmare's worst. It's Silver's worst nightmare. Having the Lakers get swept and then the Celtics about to get packed up. Like this is the worst thing. At least like, if the Lakers win, you have a beautiful scenario anyway. You get bubble rematch, Jimmy Butler versus the fucking LeBron and Anthony Davis, or you get a tale as old as time, Lakers versus Celtics.
Yeah.
LeBron James going for his 5th ring, this time as a member of the Lakers going against the Lakers' biggest rival. Like it's narrative pushing, narrative just driven. Denver's not that. That's why everybody's going to pick against Denver. Would you rather see the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals or Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Phoenix Suns just traded for this mega superstar to win it all, blah, 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 blah. Put them over the top, make them a favorite. Narrative,
because Phoenix isn't really good.
Pack the fuck up. Clearly not, because that team couldn't do anything outside of Devin Booker and Kevin Durant that series. So, yeah. Denver's not the cute pick. It's the mid girl you take to prom. But she knows how to have a good time. She may not be a 10, but she knows how to have a great time.
Girl with the braces, that's a little ugly duckling right now. It's gonna turn into a swan.
Mm-hmm. Wait till she graduates.
We love the duckling.
Absolutely. Look at that, Mike. So no, you don't. You would have got. I would have given you a ton of credit if you're like, "Yo, Miami's going to the NBA Finals." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking right. They couldn't even beat the Hawks." And then, bam, here they are packing everybody up. I would be like, "Hey, Mike's got to fight for the speaky," but you didn't. You went chalk. You picked the Blue Bloods in the tournament. You picked nothing but 1 seeds. You saw Duke, North Carolina, and fucking Kentucky. You're like, I'm going. Where's your Texas A&M's at, Mike? He's upset. All right.
I'm done with this conversation. it's subjective and it's biased.
Mike, nobody here is against you. Only when it comes to March Madness are we against you.
Yeah,
because you talk too much shit at March Madness. We want
won. We want the hot chip. Double hot chip.
Double down hot chip.
Yeah, it didn't happen, did it? Didn't happen.
It did not. But no, we got something that's going to suffice for that. We got an idea for that one. we hope we get that order.
when James sent that message, I immediately looked at it and goes, like, I can't wait. There's no running. Fuck that man.
It's gonna be a good time.
I think that's gonna be 10 times worse than the hot chip.
I can't wait. I think it's mainly because of it being Anthony. That's like I can't wait. There's no running. There's no running. You know he's gonna try.
Of course he's gonna try.
But I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing I told Mario and Mike at the barbershop. I see Anthony walk. He ain't running nowhere. there ain't nothing going on there. But he was asking, he's like, "Can Anthony play basketball?" Like, I don't know, but I seen him walk, so I don't know. I can just tell by the way he walked that I don't think there's anything happening. But who knows?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, James, you can't lose that.
You can't lose
for the hood.
For the streets, you cannot lose.
Mario said you can't. You got to represent the hood, or you can't come back.
You got to represent Third Ave.
Mm-hmm. He said James barely even been out there, but he represented all of us at Third Ave.
Not worried at all.
I love that he accepted your challenge but ignored me.
But he said he's going to dunk on you, though.
Yeah, he ain't doing that either. He ain't doing that. I'll get physical and dirty. I'm not getting dunked on. I'll elbow you in your fucking dick before you fucking do anything.
Whoa.
Hey, that's all honesty right there.
I mean, it is.
The second I see him take off. Gone, you ain't doing that shit to me. You ain't gonna disrespect me in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I was telling him, like, what if he is like,
what if he's nice?
Unbelievable in basketball.
That's the one thing I've never seen him do. The only thing I know him playing is kickball.
Like my brain can't compute. Like, James, I'm going to be rooting for you because I want Anthony to fail, and it's going to be hilarious. But if he hits 2 jumpers in a row, you might lose the crowd. You might lose the crowd, James. If he hits 2 jump shots on you in a row, man, this audience might turn. I'm
telling you right now, Roz is absolutely going to be rooting for Anthony. Roz is absolutely going to be rooting for Anthony because he loves having Anthony in his back pocket.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, "Oh, come on, Ant. You can't shoot that. Come on, Ant." He's gonna be monologuing out loud during the game.
No, Anthony, he's gonna take two dribbles and go left. Go defense.
Anthony, you can't use your left hand, Anthony.
Okay, Mr. B More, I've got it.
Come on, Ant. If he hits Roz with a Mr. B More in person, I'm losing it.
He absolutely hit.
I can't.
He better not. He better fucking not.
Hey, Mr. Beemore, this is a nice house you have.
I will lose it.
That's exactly when he's gonna use it too. That's exactly when it's gonna happen.
Damn, Mr. Beemore, what do you do again? Yo, how much money do you make?
I better fucking not.
If you do that, would it shock you?
No,
he just better not.
Would it shock you?
Yeah, I'm not going off a shock or nothing. He just better not. But back to the game. I mean, I think he took my bet over your bet to basically poke fun at you. You know how he does that with you, Dylan.
Oh, I know,
but I also think that he did that because he may think that I'm a lesser opponent as well, and I give that off a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of people will look at me and they're, can you play? They look at me like that kind of thing.
Oh, I get
that until we're on the court.
And that's what Mario said. Mario was like, I don't know why they're playing, but you and Breezy need to play. He goes, that'll be great. And I was like, hey, we'll make that happen. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll get a game in there. But
Anthony, I was telling Mario and Mike, I was like, I don't know how good Anthony is, but I'm telling you right now, the second I hit 2 shots, I'm talking shit, and I'm gonna tell Anthony what I'm doing. I'm sitting there, I'm dribbling twice and pulling up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Beat me there, meet me there, whatever. I'm getting my shot off and I'm making it. Do as you please with that information.
Do with it you may.
Do with it you may, because I just know I will meet you there. I will be there whether you are there or not. All I need to see is 2 in, and I will talk to. I don't talk when I play. Very rarely do I, unless it gets heated and we say things. But like with Anthony, I'm talking all the shit in the world because he brings it upon himself.
See, he does. He definitely does.
Oh, I can't wait. This could be such a fun thing. All right, what's next, Michael?
Well, we can. By the time we do our show next week, the NBA Finals will be here. I'm still pretty sure it will be Nuggets Heat, but we can either preview the NBA Finals now, or we could talk about the WNBA.
Or
it's looking at the biggest shot in Nuggets franchise history.
I mean, he's made cocked behind his head like that. He made the one in what, game 2?
Yep.
Same thing.
Unbelievable shot. Like, say what you want about Anthony Davis getting cooked all game, but like there was nothing differently he could have did there. Absolutely. Like he high-fived him.
Like, I mean, that's a Dirk Nowitzki.
That is a
ugly,
prototypical Dirk. Ball behind the head, one-legged. It's a high five. Like, you can't do anything differently about that without just tackling homeboy off the three-point line. And he had 2 shots like that. He had one over LeBron in the second quarter.
He had another one like that too, yeah.
Where that one wasn't even just a step back. He was just falling backwards. Like, that's absolutely insane. Like,
he did that shot. And, Jeff Van Gundy, he's always wrong when he tries to recollect things. I love Jeff Van Gundy. He's a Knick legend coach, 90s, but that he always gets stats kind of off just a little bit. But that happened in game 1 when the shot clock was going down and he hit that shot, and that was the shot that he talked about in the post game meeting and stuff like that. So yeah, he made it a couple times, man, where it was just like unreal buzzer beating shot, wasn't supposed to go in, high arcing. Oh my gosh,
This Nuggets team was just good. It's
Good.
just good
Right.
top to bottom. Whether they get a game where Murray is just going nuclear, or whether Jokic didn't even play a good half. He did not play a good first half in the last 2 games, and he still finishes up with 24 with incredible shots and everybody involved. Like Bruce Brown, this whole series was a killer.
And talking that talk.
When I have a bone to pick with you.
Me?
Yes, you.
Go ahead.
When you said Bruce Brown is approaching Dylan Brooks territory, I wanted to fight you. Because I love Bruce Brown.
Yes, you're right.
Bruce Brown has a special place in my heart because he is the best 6'4" center in the NBA. Because the way he plays pick and roll as the screener and the roll man at 6'4", how he's always just in the best place, the right place at the right time, every single possession is what you dream of for your role players. And then last year he turned himself into a 40% 3-point shooter. And when he was open in this series, he was knocking them down. He's the perfect piece for a Jokic run to team.
He's a good pick. He's a good fit, I should say.
So you could take that fucking Bruce Brown slander and shut it.
But you're looking at it from a perspective of can he play or not. I'm a role player that's getting real chatty that better back it up.
And he always does.
He doesn't always do. He did this playoff run.
He does, but seriously, Bruce Brown been doing this since he left Detroit. Detroit and he got a role.
And
this
now
is
this
what
is
he's been doing.
What, second or third team since then? So clearly
second team. Detroit, Brooklyn. Brooklyn didn't bring him back. They let him go get a contract. And look at him. He's an important role player, part of the 7-man rotation in an NBA Finals team. Bruce Brown is a guy who plays winning basketball. He does all the little things. You need a guy like Bruce Brown. You need a guy like PJ Tucker. You need a guy who's just willing to get in the mud and get dirty. Right? Every team has it.
Every team has one.
And Bruce Brown is that guy.
Man, fuck Bruce Brown.
Whenever there was a play to be made, who was there? Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. Best 6'4" center in basketball. Are we going to forget about the Bruce Brown game in game 5 of the 2021 second round against the Bucks, where Bruce Brown had 35 off of nothing but cutting to the basket on pick and rolls and floaters? We love Bruce Brown. There's a couple net alumni on this Denver Nuggets team. There's Bruce Brown. There's Uncle Jeff. And there's that fucking bum DeAndre Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah. We hate DeAndre Jordan.
Clearly.
Yeah. He's a bum. But here he is collecting a check, about to collect a ring.
He was on that Nets team at one point in time, right?
He was. He was on the Nets team for 3 years. Because his friends were Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they were trying to play DeAndre Jordan instead of Jared Allen, and that's stupid. But hey,
he got traded because James Harden, right?
No, he got cut. DeAndre Jordan got cut.
They didn't mesh at all.
No, because DeAndre Jordan refused to play defense. He just found his way the fuck off that team. When James Harden is telling you to play defense or telling you how to play defense and rotate, that's a problem.
DeAndre Jordan, another player just like Anthony Davis. I say this all the time. they did not benefit much from adding that additional weight. DeAndre Jordan,
No.
once DeAndre Jordan added that additional weight to compete with Dwight Howard, his
His
career started to
explosiveness and
dwindle.
everything just
Yeah.
left.
And
That's
it's the
the
same
former
with
first
Anthony
All
Davis.
NBA team.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Anthony Davis. When he put on that extra weight when he went to the Lakers is when he started to become very much injury prone. I mean, he was injury prone when he was on the Pelicans, but now where he's like always on the ground and stuff like that and always grabbing at his limbs and stuff like that, I just think that he's meant to be a lean, stretch forward type of player. Him having that additional 50 to 60 pounds on his body and stuff like that, playing the five, banging with these guys and stuff like that, it's not conducive to his style type. Even when he came into the league, he wasn't a big guy. Like, he had broad shoulders, but he was a slim guy. Like, you could say that about a lot of players when they came in, they were much smaller than they are as their career progressed and stuff like that. But even Dwight Howard, when he came into the league, he was a young guy, but he was very, very muscular and built up top. So like all he had to do was fill in.
Dwight came into the league with a semi-adult body. That doesn't happen. Like Paolo Banchero came into the league with an adult body.
Yeah.
With a grown man body. When you can come into the league with a grown man body, you're already at an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons came in the league with a grown man body already.
Yeah.
Like those guys
same size came in. Same size.
Like, and then you just add it on. It's the guys who come with the wiry frames who have a harder time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I don't know how, I like Victor Wembanyama and I think he's going to be good. It's just, it's going to be impossible for him to fill in.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be impossible because I look at him like I look at guys like KP, Kristaps Porzingis, but he's injury prone too, but he filled in pretty well over the years.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't remember him being as thin.
As he was thin. Knicks.
He wasn't.
I remember him being thin, but I don't remember him being that thin.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Kevin Durant, he's Kevin Durant thin.
Yeah, and he's like 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was curious to see how Chet on the Holmgren,
yes,
on Thunder. He's a cautionary tale to me because if you remember, he touched LeBron one time and his body exploded.
It's the Bulls, it's the Chet Holmgrens, it's the Victor Wembanyama's. They're all the same. They're just 7-foot ball handlers who can just play. It's just they all have injury problems right now, and they just can't fill in. Bull's what, year 3, year 4 now, and he's still not really filling in correctly. Not really correctly. It's just not filling in at all.
Yeah, he's not filling at all. He's probably like 190 pounds at 7'2".
It's so hard. He's 7'2", and he's probably like realistically like 240, 250.
Yeah.
And he needs to be close to like 300 pounds. 300 pounds at 7'2". To fill in, probably needs to be like 300 pounds.
Yeah, for him to fill in, not even 300, I think that'd be too much. That'd be overkill. I think for him to fill in, he'd have to be at like 270, 280.
But then he's just where does it go?
Yeah, where does that extra 40, 50 pounds come from?
Because what is Embiid playing at right now? 270, 275-ish?
I would think. I'm pretty sure he's under 3. So.
He's definitely under 3. But a grown man.
He's built.
He's a grown-ass man. What does a Chet, a Bol, a Victor Wembanyama look like as a grown man? Look like as a grown man.
Chicken. What do they look like? Barbecue chicken. That's what they look like.
Because again, Victor Wembanyama, I got to see a bunch of clips of fucking Kenny Lofton Jr. killing him down low.
Yeah. Gen Zebo.
Like killing him down low. Because he's getting knocked around. Because he's 230.
Yeah.
That's 7'4".
Very slim, man. Very slim. Yeah, he definitely is this about. He's giving Kevin Durant, but 4 inches taller for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to to skew a little bit on the conversation, but I don't care what nobody tells me, man. Kevin Durant was on them roids when he was in Golden State, man, because he was much fuller when he was on Golden State, and then when he went from Golden State to Brooklyn, he thinned out tremendously.
Well, yeah, he wasn't able to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. It happens when you're not able to work out and do anything. Shit happens. But like Kevin Durant, what towards his end of OKC too, he was starting to fill out.
Yeah.
Just took forever. Literally, just took him forever.
Yeah.
What was crazy is his recorded weight now and his recorded weight when he was in the state is the same.
I can see that because him and Giannis weigh the same too.
Which
It's
is
just
wild.
it's just interesting to see because that's just the tale of biology.
Yeah.
It's literally genetics and biology and how you make up, how your body is made up, and how far genetics can take you, because they literally weigh the same, but Giannis is a fucking meathead, an absolute meathead.
Yeah, I
don't
mean
know.
body fat.
Meathead, muscle bound.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going with that.
No, he's a meathead. He's pumping iron. He's in the gym. He's out there putting in work. I'm not saying KD doesn't, but I don't think having all those muscles would be optimal for the type of player KD is.
I don't think
either.
KD's lifting weights like that.
If he is, he's doing it for function.
Yeah, I was
He's doing it
KD
for
lifts.
explosiveness. He's not lifting heavy. He's lifting for bursts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if anything, KD might be doing leg day a lot, but he might not
With
even
those
do-
legs.
Well, to keep it strong because he tore the Achilles.
He was doing like that fucking stupid video of the Suns working out in flip flops in their jerseys after that one game, where they sit there and do the Bulgarian split squats like nonstop. That's probably what he does, but that is also an explosive exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have something before we move away from the NBA.
Okay.
Ahem. Dylan, hit the music.
Oh God.
The official Soy first team all him.
Oh,
We got it. We did it. I said last year that I think that the NBA needs to have like an all playoff team or an all playoff second team. And you know what? I decided that we're going to do the all him team. And I have a couple of honorable mentions before we go forward with the
honorable
time.
mentions first.
Honorable mentions first. Because this list represents all of us.
Oh,
That's why I said it's the official Soy first team all him.
It represents all of us that none of us had input on. Okay.
Exactly. That's how I work. Honorable mentions: Devin Booker. Devin Booker with an honorable mention. He had a great playoff run, but then he fucking melted down in an elimination game, and we can't have that. We can't have that on my all him team.
Yes, on your all him team.
On our all him team.
No.
We can't have meltdowns. Honorable mention number
I hope
2.
this ain't a precursor. Go ahead.
Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had a honorable mention. Great playoff run so far, but I liked one particular point guard better than Jamal Murray in this run. So we'll start with him. First, at the point guard position on our official Soy first team all him is New York Knicks Jalen Brunson.
I like it.
Jalen Brunson gets first team all him. Unbelievable playoff run. Great. And I know you guys like this because he's a Knick, but I truly believe he was the best actual point guard of this playoff run. The way he controlled the pace, the way he got his shots, he was unstoppable for 2 straight series. Unguardable, got to everything he needed to be, got everybody involved. Jalen Brunson absolutely deserves to be first team all him, first team all playoff, whatever the fuck you want to be.
Brunson's son.
Like that, Jalen Brunson.
2 years in a row.
Fantastic.
2
2
years
years in a row.
in a row.
Jalen Brunson balled. and he deserves all the credit in the world for that. So I don't want to hear the Dylan has Nick hate. Dylan has
He
no.
does.
Dylan loves Jalen Brunson.
I got
Dylan-
a stat for that though. While you're on the Jalen Brunson topic, you know Jalen Brunson has more 30-point games in the playoffs than Kyrie Irving post Cleveland. Look at that stat.
That's very true because his Celtics run didn't end well. He got injured by Giannis.
He got hurt in the playoffs.
Injured by Giannis.
Oh my god!
Then he got packed. Then he got packed up by Boston. You can say it.
All right, shut the fuck up. We're moving on. This next pick should surprise nobody. But at my starting shooting guard for the official Soy first team all him is Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves gets first team all him because he was also fantastic all playoff up until this point. If he had a bad game, it was not like a massive blunder, but he was consistent. He was always there to be the third option on that Lakers team, and he made a few shots where it's like, yo, he's in his bag. One shot in particular yesterday, he was very reliable. The shot he made yesterday, that wraparound on Aaron Gordon at the free throw line.
The behind the back step back, one off the one leg fadeaway.
Yep. All just one motion, just wrapped it around, just pulled up, bang. Yep. Austin Reeves has been fantastic all playoff. And he deserves his flowers. He deserves to get his bag. And I hope he gets paid. I do see what they're trying to pay him or projecting his contract to be. And that's fucking crazy. But I think Austin Reeves is very, very good. And I hope he gets his bag because I'm not against anybody getting paid. If the Lakers were smart, they'd make him the priority. Because, man, that shit is great. Starting small forward on the official Soy first team all him. Himmy Butler.
Yep.
Himmy Butler. I don't think there's anybody else who needs to sniff this list at small forward because what Jimmy Butler is currently doing, what he has done, starting in just to get into the playoffs, to get here, pack up the Bucks in 5. His game 5 against the Bucks, hitting that fucking tip in where he's literally parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Big shot after big shot after big shot. Going into MSG, winning game 1, getting hurt, coming back, playing great. That he didn't play unbelievable that series, but he was the driving force of that Heat team. And it showed. And then right now, what he's doing to Boston is just it's perfect basketball. If the NBA Finals is literally about to have the 2 best players in the playoffs play against each other, and it's fantastic. And Jimmy Butler deserves every bit of praise he's getting. The mayor,
thank you.
The mayor for Mike, Jimmy Butler, first team all him. How do you guys like this list so far?
I think it's pretty accurate.
Right? It's a good list. It's a good list. It's not bad. This is a good list to be representing us. This next one, Mike's not going to be happy about at all because for the starting power forward on the all him team, I put Bam Adebayo. I put Bam Adebayo.
You don't like Bam Adebayo, Mike?
Mike is salty towards Bam Adebayo.
His illegal screens got him on this list.
His illegal screens, his defense, his
constant fouling.
And I'll put my hand up. I will absolutely put my hand up and be like, yo, Bam, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was wrong. Because at game 1 against Milwaukee, I hit the chat and was like, yo, does Bam Adebayo just suck now or what?
Yes, you did. You absolutely said that. And I absolutely told you were crazy.
And boy, he's been great. I couldn't find it in me to put LeBron James in on this. I wanted to. I was trying very hard to put LeBron on this list because of how good he played all playoff. But his deficiencies from behind the arc were very loud for me to be like, I kind of can't let this guy get in this list, the first iteration of this list. Unfortunately, I have to put Bam, who's been fantastic up and down throughout this playoffs. It's the consistency in which you play for this list. That's what we want. How I want all y'all to be consistent with your takes and with us. I want this list to be the same thing. So Bam gets the nod for the starting power forward on this official Soy first team all him. And for the starting center, it's Nikola Jokic. There's no other answer. No other answer but Nikola Jokic. That broke the record for triple doubles in a playoff run. Yeah. Beating the Lakers in 4. Yeah. Go ahead and packing the Suns up in what? 5, 6? Yeah. Go ahead and moving on from the first round. Yeah. Denver Nuggets going to the NBA Finals, sitting there waiting for this Miami and Boston series to get done. Yeah. For the win. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the first iteration of the official Soy first team all him.
Yeah. Clap.
Wow, this is a good list.
Now, is that soy as in like soy no gluten, or is that soy as in Spanish?
Because it can't be
It's
soy.
soy.
Speak on it. Can't be
Soy.
soy. Speak on it. Can't
Speak on it. The official list of the Speak On It podcast. I'm glad I was chosen to represent the podcast and making this list. But hey.
Soy
It's
spelled
wonderful.
SOI, huh? Terrible.
Terrible. You can say terrible.
That's a good list. Would there be anything you guys would change about this list?
Donovan Mitchell got to go.
Donovan Mitchell not on this list.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Jamal Murray has to be on there, though, I think.
That's fine. I chose to go with a couple other guys. It wouldn't be wrong to put him on there. I wanted to go with Reeves because I've been saying all playoffs that Austin Reeves is better than Michael Jordan. So it wouldn't be a list that has Dylan influence on it if Austin Reeves wasn't on it. Mike, don't shake your head. You know I moved on it. He's been consistent. He's been great all playoff. All playoff. And you can't say he hasn't been.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous. Well, I spoke for the masses. You're welcome. We can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because where's my mouse?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna need that if we're gonna finally talk about BG being home. Before you
Welcome
put that
to
up,
BG.
but before you can, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I moved too quickly.
It's just,
I muted it so we could talk.
well, you don't have to mute it. I just want to put our banner up that we had, but it's okay. It's okay. BG walking into the building. It was an emotional night. It was also, I don't know about you guys. I don't know how I feel about I understand why they did it. They wanted it to start after the NBA playoff game, but an 11 o'clock start is rough. That's because they could have made this a much bigger deal and got a lot more eyeballs.
They could have just
dropped the
picked a
ball.
day like where the NBA starts later. You could have had this game on sooner. You could have or like something. Like I don't understand how you could possibly really like market this game during the NBA, like the conference finals.
But to me, to start this game at 11 o'clock is rough.
To start the game at 11 o'clock is tough. That doesn't do like the WNBA already isn't given no favors. So to start this game at 11 o'clock to do this, and then the Mercury coach coming out and be like, come on, LA, you couldn't show up for BG. I was like, all right, you need to that's
Sit down.
I get it. Like, stop. Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to do here, but you're not gonna weaponize that to like get more people to just show up and get fake support.
Exactly.
You want organic support. You're not going to try to guilt people into coming to see the WNBA. That's just wrong.
And you so busy worried about them. How about you coach them up? Because why are y'all losing in her opening game when she played well? Like Chicago didn't want to win. Chicago didn't want to win that game. You let it, as the great Denny Smith, you let him off the hook. You had him when you let him off the hook.
Yeah, they could have. Oh, I think I have.
Shout out. Do you have the 3-pointer? I was going to say shout out to.
No, I have her actual introduction.
Oh, yeah. Let's play that.
This one. There it is.
And at center, standing 6'9" from Baylor, welcome home, number 42, Brittany.
Great moment.
That's a good crowd. I don't know what the fucking coach is talking about.
It wasn't a complete sellout. It wasn't 100% sellout. That's what she was mad at. It was about 85 to 90% full.
Oh, fucking well. Like, that's better than all the attendance will be in the WNBA games. Like, why are we...
Easy.
It's true, though. Like, I'm not going to shit on the WNBA or anything because we know what it is. Facts don't care about your feelings. But, like, that's the best you're going to fucking get. Is it not? For a regular season game?
That is the best you're going to get.
Like, because, well, I guarantee the next game isn't going to be that packed.
Nope. It's going to probably be like 40% less.
Like, we got to be real here. Like, again, I love basketball. I support the WNBA. More, like, you're not going to get this unless more people support. It's got to be organic. You can't force people to watch something they don't want to watch.
Even if they are closed-minded and don't want to watch. Like Roz.
Yeah, Roz is closed-minded when it comes to WNBA. But, like, again, it's the same thing I say. I was like, there's some WNBA basketball that's unfucking believable. Like Miss Brianna Stewart.
Here we go. Still in. Yeah, we'll show it. By the way, James is gonna hate this, but shout out to the Liberty for this new fire court that they have this season.
You know who you could give credit to?
Who?
Josai.
That court is fire. I saw that court. I was like, oh, we spending money. Okay. I love the way the court looks. It has the statue of James. See, when you pay attention to detail like I do, you'll notice that at the bottom, it has the Statue of Liberty. That's what those points are at the bottom. It's supposed to be the Statue of Liberty because they're called the Liberty because they're in New York. Statue.
All right, Mike.
Just James doesn't pay attention to those things. But yes, Stewie came out in her.
Hey, Hansu in the back.
Was that her on the bench?
That was her on the bench. Hansu back there
on the bench. Stewie came out dropping buckets, 45 on Indiana in their home opener as they just obliterated Indiana. After, so funny story. Me and Dylan both. No, Dylan, you brought it up. I watched their opening game. I watched it, and
I was quiet about watching it, but I watched it.
The Liberty promptly got packed the fuck up in their first game, and I was sitting here. I think Dylan was a little more concerned than I was, but
I wasn't really concerned. I was just like,
but then you're like, oh, got packed up, and I was like,
scored 45. I'm like, well, good. She scored 12 her first fucking game, so.
And then she promptly scored 45, and the Liberty won their second game by like 30. So
it's like I said, there's some games where you have great basketball, where you get like your aces, the Phoenix Mercury, fucking New York Liberty, et cetera, and then you get most other WNBA games, which are just bad basketball.
Well, I think there's 12 teams in the league. I would say
Yeah, and a quarter of
8.
them play good basketball.
I would say 8 are good, and then there are 4 that are not good at all.
Yeah, I think you're being generous. I think you're being a little overly generous. I think maybe 4 are really good, and then the rest are just not.
I would disagree. There's tiers like in the NBA.
There's good, there's not good, and there's horrible.
There's teams that can win the championship. There are teams that are right there, and then there are the others. The problem is there's only 12 teams in the league.
Yeah,
so
and
like
outside of those 4, the rest are the others.
No, I think like I said, there's 4 that can win a championship. There's probably 2 that need like what Miami is doing right now to happen. And then then the other 6 are fringe between bad and rebuilding. There are a couple teams like that Indiana team is not good at all.
Horrid.
They're not good at all. But once the playoffs come, they're gone. So, we get good basketball. The WNBA playoffs are amazing. They're amazing every year. Like I try to tell Roz, they're amazing every year. But, they're not dunking, so they can't play.
I was gonna say I didn't know if you want to repeat his statements and I didn't want to offend our audience. So
he's ridiculous.
But it's okay to criticize the WNBA the way not the way I do it, but listen, there's good basketball and there's bad basketball. A lot of it's bad, but you got to find the good.
But to say that they can't play because
they can't play is not nice. That's disingenuous.
To say that I'm not until they start dunking, I'll start watching.
That's
until
crazy.
They start doing 360 windmills and stuff like that. It's insane. And I have a friend that is the same exact way, and I'm just like, bro.
Because how many times does that happen in the NBA game?
Yeah,
so that happens every game, right? Because I missed the one that happened tonight. Did you see the one that happened tonight? I didn't see it happen tonight. I must have missed it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The game of basketball can be played without all the fucking freak athleticism. It can be a much more pure game.
And it's a very pretty game when it's like that.
When done correctly. Just don't watch the fucking Indiana Fever.
And it's only going to get better because Angel Reese is coming.
But the problem with Angel Reese, she needs to spend as much time in college as she can because she's making millions right now.
Yeah.
She's making millions, and she's going to be taking a crazy pay cut to be covered the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is coming. It's going to be a boost. It will be a boost. The new commissioner of the WNBA is trying to bring the excitement from March Madness into the WNBA, which I don't understand that either because millions of people watch the women's March Madness at Final Four and none of them translate to the WNBA, which makes no sense because it's the same girls. It's the same girls just in a professional league and they don't watch, but I will get off my soapbox.
Coaching. Get better coaches.
I mean, they've got one right now.
Well, one.
They've got a couple. There's a couple coaches.
They got a couple, but you want better product, get better coaches, have better talent development and scouting departments to do these things and actually take care of the players so they don't have to go overseas to do that stuff. But you can only do that if you make money. And you can't reallocate the revenue.
And Joe Tsai, he cares.
Joe Tsai is the lone owner in the WNBA who's like, yo, why don't we just charter flights and not let them fly coach? What are we doing? Let's invest into these guys. No, we don't want to.
You have the TV contract.
Invest the resources so you can make the revenue and then reinvest the revenue to help the talent. You operate in the red every year. Figure it out.
It's not hard. But yeah, shout out to BG. Shout out to BG. Me and Dylan will be back for our inevitable Aces versus Liberty WNBA Finals prediction show at the end of the year.
Pack them up. Let's go, Libs.
Me and Dylan will at some point this year go to a Liberty game. I really want to go.
I also want to go be courtside next to Kara Wusai.
Kai is not on the team no more, Dylan, so I won't get kicked out. I won't get kicked out. He's gone. There will be nothing for me to get kicked out for. Kyrie's gone. It's going to be good.
What were you going to get kicked out for if Kyrie was there?
I was going to be yelling at him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Going to be heckling Kyrie.
Did
you see Kyrie at the Laker game?
I did.
Was that a troll
Insert
move?
nightmare fuel for Roz now.
Like, was that a troll
That boy
move?
a Laker. That boy a Laker.
I peeped that. I was like, man, I don't know what Kyrie's doing, but he
was there.
The one thing I was like, boy, that boy sure loves some attention though, because he knew exactly what he was doing sitting front row. But Kyrie on the Lakers changes that team. That Laker team is nasty.
We live in a world where NBA players can't go to NBA games in the offseason.
But I understand
teams.
that, but when Kyrie was trying to go to the Lakers,
exactly.
and that's the thing. The Damian Lillard thing is me pushing a narrative. The Kyrie Irving thing is absolutely like a thing.
They were saying the same exact thing all day today about Trae Young. Oh, Trae Young was at the game 6 with his agent Rich Porter.
Who fucking
Rich
cares
Paul
about Trae Young?
and the Rich Paul and LeBron connection, and they're gonna definitely be seriously chasing after Trae Young. And come on, man! Just because he went to a damn game, it was game 6. It was elimination. I mean, game 4 of elimination game. It was a game 4 elimination game for LeBron. Does he get swept? Come on, man. This was a big game. A lot of people were in the building.
Trae Young could actually just be there to be a fan. Kyrie Irving motives.
Same thing with Dame, right?
Dame is a narrative. Dame was a narrative to be pushed.
Come on, James. You know what Kyrie was doing.
I do. I think he was there to watch the game.
Oh.
Come on, James.
I think he was there to watch the game. I'm not giving rollout to every single scenario of every player.
The thing is, I was saying this before he went to the game, that Kyrie's going to be a Laker. So he just popped up there. They needed a guy like Kyrie last night. Probably should have been a Laker. But hey, Nets weren't going to move him where he wanted to go. We'll just get Matt Ryan back in a trade? Right. Right. But no, like everybody else going to games, whatever. I'm pushing that Damian Lillard narrative. But Kyrie going to end up being a Laker, and then we're going to have to watch Roz backpedal after saying, oh, that's going to be a wonderful.
His person with his character can't be on his team. Where's your moral high? I can't wait.
Moral high ground. We love it.
Because he's absolutely going to be ready for the Lakers and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm. And he's not going to say shit. He's going to let it happen. My favorite. And then here's your friendly neighborhood accountability buddy. Pop in there and be like, hey, Roz, how you liking Kyrie Irving until he plays 20 games?
Until something inevitably happens.
Which was my point to him before the season started. He goes, oh, we'll take a team with Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis would be insane. I was like, yeah, and then they all play 20 games total. Because they all are either hurt, just made of glass like Anthony Davis, or just figure out a way not to play games.
So do we live in a world where the Lakers trade Anthony Davis in a sign and trade for Kyrie? Because if you're Dallas, I might look into that.
Do we live in a world where the Knicks try to trade for Anthony Davis?
No.
And how do Knicks fans feel about that? Because I feel like that's the only trade they could make where Knicks fans would be mad about getting rid of Julius Randle to get Anthony Davis. Not because Anthony Davis stinks, but because he's always just fucking hurt and it's useless to not have him play basketball.
They'll realize how good Julius is then. How reliable he is then.
Man, that's one thing. I saw that today and I was like,
But Anthony Davis on Dallas with Luka?
It would just be what the team is now because Anthony Davis just doesn't play basketball.
But what about when he's on the court?
Probably great. It would just be, we've already seen this because I've watched LeBron James play with Anthony Davis. So, like, I know how this works. Like, they're very similar in how they play, except Luka shoots more threes. So we'll see how they do it. But again, Anthony Davis doesn't like playing center.
But I thought Luka plays like James Harden.
Similar. Well, what he doesn't, the way he facilitates an offense is very LeBron James. Like the way he be going ISO and shooting all them fucking step back threes, very James Harden.
So because he shoots step backs, he's James Harden. But the rest of his game is LeBron James.
He's a lot of players. You can say he's Larry Bird. There's a lot of comparisons to be made.
I just see James Harden commits a lot of fouls, gets to the free throw line, gets a lot of assists, step back threes, usage rate is very high.
LeBron's usage rate
all of
is
it
also very high.
No, but I see all of it. But like, you can't to say Luka doesn't play like James Harden would be wrong.
It's irresponsible,
Disingenuous.
We're throwing out these 4-syllable words a little much tonight, guys. You guys relax. Relax.
It is. It's irresponsible to the brand.
Disingenuous to the brand as well. Michael. It's not sincere.
Yeah.
I know what the word means. Hit the like, share, subscribe button and a notification button so you can hear these guys throw out these college words all the time. All the time. Every episode will have a word of the day. And we'll see how many times they can use it. We're on all your streaming platform sites: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Twitch, iHeartRadio, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. We got some time to talk about fight night because the chat was kind of talking after this fight.
Yeah, I know how James thinks, and I don't think James is wrong. I know how Mike thinks. I don't really know how Mike thinks.
How do I think?
You said you can't let the champ, like, you can't just go in there into a fight against a champ and not put him away. So like, Haney wins. You can't not do it. Correct? That's not what you said.
Oh,
or
yeah,
along those lines. Yeah. I don't remember what Mike said.
Loma won, and that was bullshit.
Why?
Loma won 8 of those rounds.
Why?
I mean, why? He won the rounds.
Why did he win? Why do you think
he controlled the pace? He landed more punches. He threw more punches. He landed at a higher percentage. He controlled that fight. Haney fought in spurts.
Haney spent most of his time counterpunching. That's kind of how that works. The problem is, for me, Loma didn't connect enough on his power shots, and Haney did a really good job of actually not getting hit a ton in a lot of these exchanges that go through.
How can we say that when he still landed at a worse rate?
Yeah, it's possible for you to be a counterpuncher and still miss.
No, but I'm saying Loma was avoiding all the punches.
No, exactly. But Loma was also throwing a bunch of punches as well. Like, a lot of the punches that they said connected, I don't feel did. Because I thought Haney got out of the way.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you then.
Like, I don't think Haney really
got
hit.
It says he landed. You don't think he got hit. So then you're saying the stats are invalid.
No, I'm not saying they're invalid. I may disagree with them because there's, even in the exchanges that were showing up here, there's a lot of punches being thrown, and there's a lot of the time it looks like Loma's hitting him, but most of the time he's hitting the body and Haney's rolling with it.
Except That
except for that one right there where he got fucking cleaned. But a
and
lot
that,
of it are
and
just
that, and that.
he rolled off that one. That's the thing. He's rolling these punches off. But like, I get it, right? I don't like how heavy the commentators were on Loma's side because they were
Which
riding that meat.
you got to listen to Timothy Bradley and
And then Max Kellerman.
my channel that I watched the fight on was the actual Top Rank pay-per-view, and it was actually heavy leaning towards Haney.
Yeah, the ESPN one was heavy Lomachenko. Heavy.
I did not get to hear that, so
I didn't understand it. Like,
I couldn't speak on it.
I didn't understand it. I was like, this fight is way closer than the announcers are saying. Like, I don't understand it. And that's where it's like, I get why Haney won, because I don't think Loma did enough to win.
So you think Haney won 7 rounds?
Yeah. Obviously would have had to. Like, I don't when you're the champion, you have to lose. And I don't think he lost.
I think he lost, and I think he lost more rounds. All you have to do is win more rounds, which I think Loma did convincingly. Like I said, 8 rounds. If you want to say 7-5, okay, I give you 7-5. But I will have a hard time. I can't wait till the replay comes on so I can watch it again.
Do I think Shakur Stevenson beats the shit out of Devin Haney? Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. My gripe was, even though I say that as champion and being the contender, you got to put the champion away, I also thought that it wasn't a unanimous decision for Haney.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was
I thought it would have been split.
Yeah, it should have been a split. And in the worst case scenario, it could have been a draw. But I don't even think it was a draw. I just think that it was a split decision because it was very close and it could have went any way. It could have been like it was going to either be 2-3 points to one fighter or 2-3 points for the other.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to be a unanimous for Haney was just a complete smack in the face, trying to push Lomachenko out. That's all it really was. I feel like they're trying to push him out and they're trying to push Haney up because Haney is going to be the one to get the big money fights for the who's to come.
Mm-hmm. It's just the thing boxing does to just pack people up and just push dudes along. It sucks, but like, hey, boxing's a dirty, dirty little sport that does these things. But no, I don't. When I saw a unanimous decision, I was like, huh?
When I saw unanimous, I was surprised. I thought it would be a split because I thought it was close, and they were going to try to steal some rounds for Haney. When they said unanimous, Loma won. They got it. Oh, and then when I heard the 116, 112, oh yeah, Loma definitely won because ain't no way you going to sit here and tell me Lomachenko only won 4 rounds in that fight. Like, what fight were you watching? Like,
boxing refs are the worst. I mean, judges are the worst.
One of those judges gave Haney the 10th round, and I feel like he should be disbarred from judging because he beat Haney like a. Most of those clips that you showed in that thing was from the 10th round when he beat Haney up and actually had him hurt. One of the few times in the fight, either one of them was hurt. But he caught Haney and had him hurt in the 10th, and you gave that round to Haney. I thought it was a bad decision. Like on the Top Rank broadcast, they were saying they were surprised because Haney's father, his trainer, was telling him that he was winning, telling him that it was going great, and they were agreeing with him. Yeah, Loma's got to step it up. Loma's not doing anything. They were actually saying he's just missing. Haney's landing hard punches to the body, and I don't think Loma slowed down at all, which is crazy because Laney did land some great body punches in that fight.
That's a big gripe I have with corners in general in fighting, whether it's MMA
was
or
true.
boxing. Don't just say shit for the sake of saying shit, because the fighter's going to take that and like back off. Like, okay, I can rest this round. I can do this. No, like there's no sense of urgency if you do that.
Yeah, tell your fighter they're losing the whole fight.
Unless he's up like 10-1. Unless he's up like 10-1. It's like, all right, just don't get knocked out. Just
lose your shit.
Tell your fighter they're losing the whole fight.
Don't
lose your
get
shit,
knocked
Mike.
out.
Lose your shit, Mike.
12th round, we're getting out of it. If the Floyd Mayweather tell you, you've won, you know you won. Like,
nah, tell your fighter
no, the
you're
judge,
losing the whole
like,
fight.
You're gonna leave your fight in the hands of people you don't know,
And a puncher's chance as well.
that's why you don't go out there and do something stupid.
No, you go out there to win. You apply the pressure, you get your points, you move. Do the real Floyd thing. Don't avoid getting punched. Just tap, tap, tap. But no, you don't need to tell. Don't tell your fighter you're fucking winning. That shit's trash. That shit can all change in a round. I hate that shit. You're winning the fight. You're winning the fight. No, you're not. You're not. You're not winning this fight. Clearly not.
Do you guys buy the narrative that Haney looked like he lost and he looked like the loser until they announced his name and he looked surprised because he knew he lost?
I love that stuff. That stuff's funny to me.
I heard that narrative, but I didn't see it. And if it is true, it reminds me of Roy Jones when he first beat Antonio Tarver when he almost lost and he thought he was gonna lose that fight when it came down to the decision. And Roy Jones, you can see the defeat in his face until they said, Roy, he goes like this. He's like so nervous. But man,
I love it, man. Boxing's in a fun place. I just hope that the people who run boxing and all the judges and shit don't fuck up this fucking Crawford Spence fight.
That James still doesn't think it's gonna happen, which I am
now. That fight ain't happening. They're gonna pull a Pacquiao Mayweather on that fight. That fight ain't happening for another 5 years, 10 years. They're gonna be old. One of them is gonna be old.
That's extreme.
He's not wrong.
I just hope it doesn't happen July 29th. I was not happy about that day.
Can we make that when we're all like in Atlanta? Can we push that back a couple weeks?
That would be that would have been great.
Isn't there a UFC fight that weekend?
Yes. Aljamain.
Oh yeah, Aljamain. Oh. Can't wait, Ross. Oh, that's gonna be wonderful.
I want to give a shout out to my man Melo. Great career. I know it was a jump of segments and sports and stuff like that, but bounce back to sports, man.
Hard lap. Boxing is a sport.
Yeah, I mean back to basketball.
Sweet
My
science.
apologies. Yeah, man. My man Melo. Great career. Great career. Mixtape.
You may not know this about me. I'm a massive Carmelo Anthony fan.
I don't even want to hear it.
I wore 15 because of Carmelo Anthony.
Mike, do you want to hear it?
Nope.
I love Melo. So, congratulations on the end of your career, sir. Big Melo fan.
Stay mellow with the 7.
You want to know what sucks?
Shut up.
We'll like Denver has Carmelo Anthony who wore 15 and now Jokic who wears 15.
Yeah.
So unfortunate situation. Because it's the same thing for Ray Allen. He wore 34 and Giannis wore 34.
Such a shit. Well, he didn't do as much in Milwaukee.
He didn't win. He wasn't going to get his jersey retired by Milwaukee, but he was fringe. He was fringe with Milwaukee. He had a better chance with Seattle than Milwaukee.
Much
but
better.
now that Giannis, he's never gonna. That's Giannis.
Never gonna do it. Where in Denver, you literally had all-time great Carmelo Anthony Western Conference Finals run. Like you say what you want, unbelievable. And then you get like, well, now I have Nikola Jokic, who also wears this same number. We probably should have like stopped
Not
that.
giving him that number. Yeah.
If we thought we were going to retire that number, maybe we should have stopped it. But I think once he left Denver and how he left Denver, they're like, fuck this guy.
That's why I said in the chat that he wasn't getting his number retired by Denver. He's going to get his jersey retired by the Knicks.
Again, I'm not against it. I just
Sounded like you were.
No. I just asked why. That's it. That's all I did. I asked why. And then I was like, he doesn't have any like major records. He doesn't have anything like he won what? One playoff series?
Yes.
Yeah, like it's a serious question because it's like, yeah, like if you guys want, if the Knicks are gonna put him in the rafters, go right ahead, right? That's he was important for Knick fans in that period, and I get that. But then it's like, if you really look into it, it's like, why would you put him in the rafters when it's like statistically, what did he do? But I get it. I was just asking why.
Because,
and that's where that's getting. But that's just being real.
That's all you need to know is because
Where it's like if the Nets were like, "Yo, we're gonna put Kenyon Martin in the rafters," I'd be like, "Fucking why? Why would we put Kenyon Martin in the rafters?" Yeah, we had 2 finals runs, but like he left. He didn't do shit. He left. Why would we put him in there? If you're gonna tell me you're gonna put Richard Jefferson in the rafters, I'd be like, okay, well, at least at one point he was the franchise's all-time leading scorer. I get it, and he was also part of a finals run, and it was a 20-point a game scorer. Again, all-time leading scorer at one point. I get it. You're gonna tell me Brook Lopez is gonna be a jersey retired now that Kyrie's not gone. He has a great chance of getting 11 put in the rafters.
Top 3 net ever.
Franchise's all-time leading scorer. He
Check.
has that.
Top 5 rebounding. Check. I believe he's in the top 5 in blocks as well.
He is. He was a good shot blocker.
Check.
He was a good shot blocker.
Check. Top 3 net ever. It's Jason Kidd, Julius Erving, Brook M.F. Lopez.
Garrett Coleman, Buck Williams.
Brook M.F. Lopez.
No.
Top 3 net
He's
ever.
not top 3. He's not more important than DC was. He's not more important than fucking Drazen Petrovic because Drazen was a baller.
Did nothing.
R.I.P.
He did nothing.
R.I.P.
What'd he do?
Did more than Brook Lopez.
What'd he do? You know what he did? Sadly, he passed away. That's what he did.
Fuck off. That's
That's what he
rude.
did.
That's rude.
Sad
That's
truth.
Brook Lopez is a net great.
Legend.
He is a net great. Yeah, I'm a hater,
Net
but he is a net
legend.
great. Not legend. We don't do
Legend.
that.
He is a
Net
legend.
legend.
He's
We don't
top
do that.
3
He's not top
in
3.
franchise history.
He's
Top
not.
3 net ever.
Franchise.
And he's got the
history.
numbers to back it up, Mr. Facts and Stats. He's got
Yeah.
the numbers.
Derek Coleman.
Franchise history.
Derek Coleman
Net
is
ever.
Mr. Net.
Franchise
Buck
history,
Williams.
That means
Is sitting on the bench. That's what he's
franchise
doing.
history means
Buck Williams? No. Yeah, no.
Buck
in
Williams
the
comes off the bench.
history
Buck Williams
of
does not
the
come off the
team.
bench.
being in the
The Nets
association.
all-time starting. The Nets all-time starting 5. Buck Williams comes off the bench.
No,
Bench.
Buck Williams is
Bench.
No, Buck Williams is arguably the
Bench.
starting power forward.
Buck Williams is just an
Yeah, then you put
enforcer. He
DC.
doesn't have any stats against Brook Lopez. He's just an enforcer. That's it.
Rebounding.
The heart and
Just
soul of
just
the Nets that you
enforcer.
just
That's all
said.
he is.
Derek
Yeah,
Coleman.
but Buck was a better player than Derek Coleman. Derek Coleman was just Mr. Net. Kenny Anderson.
How is Buck better than Derek Coleman and he only got rebounds? Tell me.
Got rebounds.
That doesn't make him better.
Doesn't make him better. That doesn't make him the heart and soul of the team. Buck is coming off the bench, Dylan. Off
DC was
the
my guy.
bench. Off the bench.
If you had to start cut bench, he'd be cut.
He would be. I would cut him.
Cut.
Exactly. He'd be cut.
Show ass off the bench. You don't make it. It's Jason Kidd. If you want to put
Brooke Lopez is not 3.
If you want to put Richard Jefferson's bum ass at the 2, you can put him at the 2. Dr. J.
Why would I put RJ at the 2 when Vince Carter played for the team?
Yeah, absolutely right. Get Richard Jefferson's bum ass out of here. Jason Kidd.
Who's playing the 3?
Vince Carter, Julius Erving.
Okay. I forgot about Julius
Lucius Harris. That's just playing the 3.
Derek Coleman and Brooke M.F. Lopez.
That's a good 5.
That's your Nets all-time 5.
That's a good 5. That's a good 5. That's a modern day 5. Because you got DC who can rebound and shoot the 3.
That's a modern day 5. He can't.
DC's one of them OG stretch 4s.
But
he'll punch you in the face.
And he'll punch you in the face. That's correct. Out of Syracuse University.
Yep.
Derek Coleman.
Brooke M.F. Lopez. Net legend.
MF. That's his middle initials.
Brooke M.F. Lopez. All right. Net legend.
I love that out of everything we've ever done, Mike has decided to censor himself when talking about
Brooke M.F. Lopez.
So, where do you guys rank Carmelo Anthony as a Knick all time?
We're not doing this, though.
No,
we're
I'm
not
just
doing this.
No. This is me
out of here.
asking. No, this is not any hate. Like, I'm just asking from the Knick fan perspective. 2 guys who are Carmelo Anthony fans, where he ranks all-time Knick. That's all I'm asking.
As an all-time Knick, he's top 10. But if you do that starting 5, like I just said, he starts.
At the 3 or the 4?
Definitely starts.
3. Depends. He could
Where do you
start
have Bernard
either.
King?
That's where it gets funny because I would want to start him and Bernard. So I don't know how I would play that. But then I got Earl Monroe, so I don't know how that lineup. It gets cluttered right there. But Melo has to start. Melo has to start. So I mean, Earl of Pearl might have to sit down.
I'll take Bernard off the bench.
You'll take Bernard? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take him off the bench because he doesn't need to warm up. He's like the microwave.
True. I'll give you that, James. Sure.
James always thinks I'm up for something. I just want asking for realsies.
No, because you're a Knick hater.
I'm not a Knick hater. I just put Jalen Brunson first team all
you like Jalen Brunson before he became a Knick.
True.
And I was liking him while he was on the Knicks. I gave Jalen Brunson his flowers all year.
Mm-hmm.
If I really hated Jalen Brunson, I would find a way to shit on him.
Like when you said that Jalen Brunson didn't equate to 4 more wins for the Knicks at the beginning of the year.
Me being a hater.
Yeah.
It's me being a hater. No, that's actually me just trying to piss you off.
and it
like
should
I do for
have,
everything.
It should have resulted in a speaking for me, but
grasping at straws.
Hashtag 42 wins.
Grasping at straws.
Everybody knew the Knicks were going to go to the playoffs. Everybody knew that. But
no, Mike.
Yeah, you're right. No, nobody thought that.
So, all right. So, top 10.
Top 10 Knick, and he's in that starting 5. Probably
James?
6 or 7. Somewhere. He's somewhere in there because I can't put him over Pat, Willis, Clyde. That's the 3. Those 3 don't move. You put them in whatever order you want, but it's them 3. And then after them 3, then you got King, Melo, DeBusschere, Pearl. Like then those guys come to the table with Melo. So
see, this is where me and Mike differ because we're 2 different type of Knick fans. The Dave DeBusschere and Willis Reeds can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, James,
they can get out of here.
James does not like any of those guys, Dylan. He doesn't like any of them.
Go.
Like they didn't win 2 rings. Like they didn't pack up Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain. Like they didn't pack them dudes up.
Mike, like
Willis
everybody
Reed
else wasn't already doing well. That.
Willis Reed didn't play well. What the fuck?
Like Jerry West and Wilt weren't getting packed up by everybody.
Yeah, nine straight finals and no wins. Like, come on, for Jerry West. But listen. Willis Reed did not play well in those finals, Mike. Even with the injury, he came out, scored the first bucket, scored another bucket down the road. He had 4 points that game that everybody talks about. Oh, he came out the locker room. 4 points. While Clyde Walt Frazier had
Put on the
fucking
greatest.
34
He
points.
put on the greatest Game 7 in NBA history.
Exactly. So
Yes.
like I'm sick of everybody giving Willis Reed Clyde's praises. They give it to Willis Reed when it was really Clyde that won that game. So I don't give any respect for Willis Reed, man. I don't give any.
Even though Clyde gives respect to Willis Reed. Clyde,
Because that
You
was
gonna
his
shit on Willis
captain.
Reed?
That was his captain.
Is he
Of
supposed to go out there and be
course.
like, "Yo, fuck Willis Reed"?
That was his
No.
captain.
No, he said that Willis gave them the inspiration and it drew the attention onto Willis, and Clyde went crazy because of it. He says this. I've seen him say it multiple times.
That's
He
bullshit.
credits Willis's impact on the floor. Just his presence made the game easier for him. He said this. Now, if you want to call Clyde a
know he
liar,
said
call
that.
Clyde a liar. But
I'm calling bullshit, and I've called bullshit.
Call
for a
Clyde a
long
liar.
time.
Then I can only go with the man said. I can only
calling
go with
bullshit.
the man said.
I go off of what I see because I watched the game, and I go from people that watch the game live. I've spoken to my father. I've spoken to your father, and they're both Knicks fans. And they
I
are
just want
not.
you to know. I just want you to know that finals, that Game 7 that you're shitting on him for, he was the finals MVP. Just so you know. Just so you know, he didn't do anything. He just talk about Game 7, but he was the finals MVP for the series. So,
bro,
hey, whatever. It's a finals MVP. Means nothing. Means doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean a thing. Go ahead. Go off. He stinks. Go ahead.
The big Gipper. That's what it was. That's what it was. A mythical figure. That's what it was. That's what it was, that game, that series. That's what it was. And that's why he got MVP. Him coming out of the locker room after getting injured, automatically, they went back there and stamped his name on the trophy for him walking out.
Oh, man. That's wild to me. It's wild.
So, all right. So, James, list your 10.
It's wild.
10 Knicks? Oh, man. In order?
Sure. Or just in general. Because you probably have your 3, and then you have just everybody else.
$10. I'm going to go with Patrick Ewing, Clyde Frazier, Earl Monroe, what's my guy's name?
Larry Johnson.
Michael Ray Richardson. Carmelo Anthony. What's that, 4?
It's 5.
It's 5. John Starks.
Ew.
I'm putting Sparkplug in there, man. Like he's polarizing for the Knicks. Especially if you ask multiple Knicks fans about the dunk and all type of stuff like that, he's polarizing.
Sparkplug.
Yeah, Sparkplug, man.
Taylor Swift.
Who's Taylor Swift?
John Starks.
No, that's Sparkplug. Who the hell is Taylor Swift for John Starks?
John Starks. My comparison that Beyonce is Michael Jordan and John Starks is Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Fan base overrates him, even though he's just kind of mid.
He was not kind of mid in the 90s. In the 90s, and when you think of East Coast guards in the 90s, it was Jordan, Reggie Miller, John Starks,
Drop
Gary
off.
Payton. Huh?
In the East, it was Jordan, Reggie, John Starks. John Starks was mid.
So was Gary Payton mid?
Gary Payton was in the East at that time?
No, I'm sorry, you're right. It was not in the East. In the East,
Because all
Who
the
was
other
it?
guys were in the West. Because Mark Price was a point.
Kendall Gill played for Jersey.
We don't talk about Kendall Gill.
Kendall Gill, all right. McMillan, he played for
Nick
the
McMillan.
Sonics.
You also say Nick McMillan was a trailblazer and a Sonic.
Who else played in the East? There's a couple.
What, Tim Hardaway? Point guard.
Yeah.
Dan Marley.
I guess.
It's not-
I
it's
hate
not
that.
Marley.
I hate mentioning Dan Marley. I really do.
Thunder Dan Marley.
Yeah, I really do. I hate mentioning him.
Who was this? I'm thinking of the Hornets, but I'm thinking of Kendall Gill.
Yeah.
They
had Hershey Hawkins. He was good defensively.
That's a name.
not a lot in the 90s as far as guards goes. Not as talented as people like to think it is.
Name teams. I can't think of them until you name team in the 90s.
Boston. Who was their shooting guard? Was it still Ainge or was he gone by then?
Was it Dana
Nick the Brick Anderson?
Dana Barron?
Barrios.
Mike, why are you looking at me when
Name-
I said Nick Anderson's name like that?
Nick the Brick. You talking about Nick Anderson
On the Magic. Nick the Brick Anderson missed those free throws in that series and never recovered. Mental digit.
I like Derek Anderson in the 90s. He played for the Cleveland. He was nasty. I don't know if y'all remember that. That's another name that I'm pulling off the hat. Derek Anderson.
That's a pull.
Nasty.
That's a pull. But none in that like upper echelon. It's just the talent wasn't great, so John was 3 in the East. That's why it's like even if you look at like just the 2K ratings, where it's like, oh, we think of like how good that Knicks team was. Like, man, Patrick Ewing was like 94. Yo, that's sick. What's John Starks? He's about to be like 88, right? Now he's like 82. It's like, oh shit. It's really just like puts it in perspective. It was like, wow, he really wasn't that great.
Name teams. I can think of them.
Heat came later. I already said the Heat. I already said the Magic.
Eddie Jones on the Lakers.
That's West.
That's right. West.
The Bucks.
In the 90s.
I can't remember 90s Bucks.
Glenn Rice. Glenn Robinson. He played the
Bullets.
3. Glenn Robinson, he played the 3 on the
3,
Bucks, so.
yeah. The Bullets, I don't know who the shooting guard was on the Bullets at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Back to your list.
Yeah.
Back to your list. We've come to the conclusion John Starks is mid.
Come to the conclusion that you're a hater.
Mid.
All right. I named 5, right?
6 because you gave me Starks.
Oh, okay, 6. Tim Thomas.
Oh,
Yeah, Larry Johnson.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's apparent. I had Oakley in there too.
I love Larry Johnson.
I had Charles Oakley.
Grandmama.
I should add Mike's guy Charles Smith in there, but I'm not.
Nobody likes Allen Houston enough to put him in their top 10 Knicks. I know James hates Allen Houston.
Stole the money.
Stole money.
Did not steal money. We've been
Stole
over
money.
this.
There's no difference from him
Legalized
and
bank
Chandler
robbery.
They did not
There's
steal
no
money.
difference between him and Chandler Parsons.
It is at the time of this podcast 2:00 in the morning, so I will not go into this argument. But that is
It's 1:59. Oh, now it's 2 a.m. It was 1:59 when we made that statement.
Damn.
do not
Imagine being held accountable for being wrong by 5 seconds.
do not do that.
Oh, man.
Trying to stretch the time out, Mike. It was
That's
1:59.
It's the longest minute of all time. Oh. So no Latrell Sprewell?
Jeremy Lin.
Linsanity.
Of course, you got Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, Charles Oakley, Carmelo Anthony. Mixtape. There we go. Carmelo Anthony, Clyde, Earl of Pearl, Patrick Ewing, John Starks. What's that? 8?
I think that's more than 8. I wasn't counting off the top of my hand. I think you hit 10.
No, when I was throwing out those random names like
we were
Tim
throwing
Thomas,
out names, yeah.
Tim
Thomas was 8. Tim Thomas was 8.
Tracy McGrady.
Thank you.
Tracy McGrady, what?
Tracy McGrady, all-time Nick. Piss Mike off even more. When I watched McGrady's run with New York, I was watching MSG every game for McGrady.
It was sensational.
Love Trace McGrady. That first game he played, number 3 in the Garden, I watched.
Mike, how did that make you feel? And you know what? It's bound. I mean, it's probably not going to happen again because I'm happy that the Knicks have gone away from signing old washed vets. We've gone away from that trend. But if we didn't go away from that trend, your nightmare would have came to fruition. We would have definitely eventually signed James Harden.
I would have hated him as much as I hated Tracy McGrady being on the Knicks because I hated.
We got some wins with Tracy McGrady too.
No, we did.
You did get a couple wins with Tracy McGrady. He won his
No,
debut.
We did not. No, we did not. Tracy McGrady on the
I
Knicks
watched.
Tracy McGrady on the Knicks was a disaster.
I mean, because he was washed. And he still was giving you all like 19. Cooking dudes.
Disaster.
Yo,
and I hated it.
People really don't remember Tim Thomas's run with the Knicks, and that he was nasty on the Knicks show.
Mike, why do you sound so disappointed?
He was a role player.
Tim Thomas?
Yes.
He was the best player on the team when he played there.
He was a big fish in a little pond.
Little fish in a big pond.
No Stephon Marbury in your top 15 Knicks or anything? Nowhere? No?
Mm-hmm.
What about Jamal Crawford?
So you would put Tracy McGrady on that list, but you wouldn't put Stephon Marbury.
Listen, I was joking. My 8 stopped at my.
Yeah, Mike, you didn't think
come on, Mike.
You thought he was serious?
I was joking. My 8 is Patrick Ewing, Clyde, Walt Frazier, Earl of Pearl Monroe, Carmelo Anthony, John Starks.
So who is your 3? Because you have this hatred for Willis Reed. So who's the top three?
I think he named them: Pat, Walt Frazier, and Earl Monroe.
I
So
wouldn't put Earl. I put Melo.
Mike is about to freak
I mean,
out.
that's his opinion. He is entitled to it. That is how you feel about the team.
Are you guys interested in what Anthony's top 10 would be?
Carmelo.
And see how fucked up it would be?
Carmelo.
Well, Carmelo would be number one, and I'd just be like, what's wrong with you?
Carmelo would be number 1 through 5.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in seeing what that 10 looks like.
Jalen Brunson would be number 6. Number 7.
10 would be playoff Randall.
Number 11. Number 11 would be Star J Barrett.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Then maybe
Jared actually. Jared Smith might be in the top 10 for him.
Iman Shumpert.
Might be.
That whole Knicks tape era. Tyson Chandler. Amari Stoudemire. That might be his 10. He may have just the Knicks tape era Knicks in there.
2012, 2013 Knicks. However you want to do it. Put them all
Melo, Stoudemire, Tyson Chandler, Raymond Felton. Fucking
Raymond Felton.
Steve Novak.
Raymond Felton licked the Miami Heat up regular season.
Steve Novak.
He used to talk hella shit to LeBron when he would light the Heat up with a regular season. I used to love it.
He used to love it because, as you can hear, Dylan, I don't even call him Raymond Felton. It's just bum ass
Raymond Felton.
Which is crazy because
James will tell you, I called him that from before he got on the Knicks, and then especially when he got on the Knicks.
And which is crazy, Dylan, because there were nights, multiple nights, because there were only a handful of nights that he would stink up the place. But there were way more nights that he would play really, really good. And Mike would have this same look on his face right here. Just disdain. Just didn't want to give any congratulations when he's playing well. He just sitting there. Just pissed that he's playing good. And I'd be like, Mike, he's playing good.
Raymond Felton was what before the Melo trade? I remember y'all being like top 3 in the East with Raymond Felton being the point guard.
Yeah,
of that team and playing like solid basketball.
Up.
Sounds like Mike's just hating. Mike just picking and choosing the guys he likes and hates.
No, he fell off the cliff and would do stupid shit routinely.
Yeah, and then y'all traded him.
Mm-hmm.
Great day in Knick history. Great day.
Do you think Jeremy Lin's on Anthony's top 10?
He might be.
Nah, I doubt it.
He might be.
What about Mike Bibby?
People don't even remember Bibby played for the Knicks.
Jared Jeffries. Chris Copeland.
Fun fact. What you call it? His chin is still on the floor at MSG. His chin is still on the floor. From when Jared Jeff was it Jeffries?
Jeffries the other guy. Jared Jeffries chased
him. Who did he punch?
I forget the guy's name. It wasn't Jerry Jeffries though, but Jerry Jeffries did chase Melo for punching the guy, and Melo promptly put on his running shoes.
Put
on his running shoes.
Off.
Baron Davis.
Wish we could have had him for more years.
Wish his knee
didn't explode because we were fighting in that Miami series, and then his knee exploded.
We didn't have a chance.
We weren't going to win, but could have got respectable. Maybe we could have got to game 6.
And his body said, "What the hell are you doing?" Because he was
playing out of his mind.
He was playing very well, but he was playing more than he should have been because he was probably the 3rd string point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He should not have been playing that much, at least. He started that game that happened.
I remember those Knicks teams very well.
Knee exploded on national television.
I was on my way to Ephraim over there on off of Forest Road and to get a haircut that day. And by the time I had got there, it was because it happened the same game, 2 quarters apart. By the time I got there, Iman Shumpter's knee blew up and Baron Davis's knee blew up. The same game, a quarter apart from each other. By the time I got there, Ephraim was like, "Yo, what's good with your boys, son? What's good?" I was like, "What happened?" I looked at it. ACLs just flying out the window.
Well, Shump's ACL. Davis's
I was a
knee
big fan of
exploded.
Iman Shumpter.
His patella, he dislocated his patella. Like his knee exploded. His knee said, "That's it."
Iman
Shump tore
Shumpter
his ACL, but
wearing
Baron
those
Davis's knee went to
Adidas Crazy Eights every fucking game. I hate those shoes with a fucking passion, man.
The Crazy Eights.
Oh, I hate them because 2012, every fucking body, they were everywhere.
I was saying, I think
Everywhere.
James is laughing because he knows how much I love those sneakers.
I hate those shoes so much, man.
I really
I've
like
seen
those
them
shoes.
so many times. When I was playing basketball, everybody wore those fucking shoes. I'm like, I hate these fucking shoes.
The neck
Hate
colors
'em.
too.
They pop like every other Nick color, like I'm cool with, like that's fine. Just the Crazy Eights, like the white
Crazy
Crazy Eights with the orange and blue, like
Yep,
spins.
and the white. Yep,
Oh.
and then it was the orange and blue and white Crazy Eights, and then the black and white Crazy Eights that are just everywhere.
Oh my god, they're infuriating. I was like, I hate these fucking shoes. That's the era where I was a real fan of the Sharkleys. Loved those shoes. Love those. And that was the era where Hyperdunks didn't miss.
Oh yeah.
Dylan, wow, I just want to. You remember what game was it that we did post game when the Knicks lost, when they got eliminated, and Rod's brother Hill came on. So Hill posted something on his Facebook today. I don't know where. Top 10 most overrated NBA players of all time. So I commented on this list, and I'm gonna read to you.
I have a feeling I know who number one is.
Who do you think is number one?
LeBron James.
LeBron James is not on this list.
Oh, excellent. Then this is might be an okay list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Definitely
I
not.
wanna end
No.
it.
Oh
yeah?
boy. I don't know Hill, so this is great.
So number one is Carmelo Anthony. Number
Overrated.
2, most overrated player of all time. Number
All
two.
time.
Number 2 is Dwight Howard. Number 3 is Vince Carter.
Okay.
Number 4 is Allen Iverson.
I'm not a massive Allen Iverson fan, but that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Number 5, Derrick Rose.
That's not fair to Derrick Rose.
Number 6, Russell Westbrook.
It's not fair to Russell Westbrook.
Number 7, Tracy McGrady.
I'll fucking kill him. I'll fucking kill him.
Number 8 is Kyrie Irving. Number 9 is Amari Stoudemire. And then the only person on this list that I think you will agree with, number 10 is Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert is number 1.
Yeah, like
And I could see an argument for Vince being overrated, but like, it's not fair to put injured guys on an overrated list. So like McGrady off that list, Derrick Rose off that list. Dwight Howard being on that list is crazy.
Yeah, that's
I've had arguments with Hill about that because he didn't think that Dwight should have been on that top 25 list either.
Dwight's a top 10 center of all time.
and I argued for Dwight Howard because, like, what are we doing? Like, we need to stop.
Why is Anthony Davis on the top? I'm not doing this, but Dwight is a top 10 center.
You're preaching to the choir. We all agree here.
I know he's a top 10 center of all time, yet he's overrated.
Woo.
Dwight arguably should have an MVP.
He should.
Yeah.
He should arguably have an MVP. Like, the fact, like, that 08-09 LeBron year, Dwight Howard got votes. Like,
yeah. So this list just
that 11 year should have been, when he went to the final, should have been an MVP for Dwight.
So I put on here who made this list, Haters Anonymous. He wrote to me, Melo minus his championship at Syracuse is Chuck Person.
Chucky Persons?
Wow.
And then he
Melo's a top 10 scorer.
Then he threw a veil shot at LeBron, but yeah.
You can't do that to Carmelo. Like, Carmelo Anthony being number one is crazy. That's legitimately crazy.
Ridiculous. He is top. He's a number 11 all time in points.
Like that's legitimately crazy.
Ever.
And the NBA kicked him out the way they kicked Loma out of boxing.
Exactly. If Melo got them 2 years back, he legitimately might be top 8.
Yeah, he's in the top 10. That's all that matters, is he should be in the top 10. Vince, again, I know you don't like this argument, but Vince, you could say, is pretty overrated. Because he had the Raptors run, and then after the Raptors run, he had a couple good years with the Nets, but the Nets didn't win shit. And then he gets traded to the Magic, and then just is now just on the move constantly forever. He gets traded to the Magic after the Magic went to the NBA Finals. And then proceeded to just be role player for the rest of his
when he went to the Magic,
tenure.
he was supposed to push them over the edge with Jameer Nelson, right?
Yeah, and that's the Nets got rid of Vince Carter at the right time. The Nets blew up that core at the right time, where it's like, yeah, kid, you got everything you get out of kid. Let him go return where he wants to be and finish out his career. RJ, you got everything you were going to get out of RJ. Move him on. And Vince, you milked Vince for everything that he had. So just like go and send him off and just start doing whatever the fuck you're doing. Be bad forever. And all those except for fucking Kid were good deals to do. So Carter, after 2008, wasn't shit. So I could see that one. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double as a point guard and won an MVP and is literally a Hall of Fame player. Like, that's fucked up. You can't do that to him. Allen Iverson, his legacy is literally tied to him getting one game. That Lakers series.
If that's all you remember him for, that's on you.
No, I just like to say that to piss people off. Because the way Doc milks that 08 title is the way Allen Iverson milks 4-1. But no, I'll never call Allen Iverson overrated. He was properly rated as pound for pound one of the greatest fucking ever. Hill's a hater. It runs in the family.
Yeah.
Runs in the family. Dwight Howard, though. Oh, that one makes me so mad.
I knew it would. I knew that it would.
Dwight Howard's about to have a Hall of Fame career in China next.
Mm-hmm.
Just add it to his basketball Hall of Fame resume. Just like Stephon Marbury should be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. But we're not ready to have that conversation.
I mean,
yeah, they said because he went over there, they ain't gonna give it to him.
He should be in for what he did in China. China.
You think they're gonna do
Dylan,
how long you think until they make the top 100?
20 years.
Another 20 years.
20
That's
years.
There are kids in the womb right now that are going to be on that list.
Because what year did they last do when they did the top 50?
90 something.
97, 98.
Might have been 98 because Magic was gone.
96.
96.
I was 2.
96. Damn.
I was 2.
Mike, we were almost 10.
Yeah.
We were 9 years old.
Just starting. Well, I'd already been watching basketball, but
I definitely was not watching basketball. So 96. When did they do the top 75? Last year? 26 years?
Shit.
be in our 50s. Punching air.
You will
Punching
be in your
air.
50s. You will be in your 50s.
You will
I'll
in
be
your
living
50s.
life because I will have 2 graduated children
You'll be
and
a
an empty
grandfather.
house.
You'll be a
Do
grandfather.
not wish that upon my
Yeah,
kids.
like what
You'll
the
be
hell,
a-
Mike?
you-
Do not wish that upon my children.
That is a blessing. What are you talking about?
not at how
In
old are you?
20 years?
In
In 20 years, how old will Jaden be?
Jaden will be. Oh, in 20 years. Oh,
20 years.
no,
He
never
will
mind.
be
Yeah,
a
no.
grown ass
He'll be
man.
48. He'll be 28. Yeah, okay.
He will be a
But
grown
I forget. I
ass
keep forgetting how much younger I am than you guys.
God. Sit here jumping
That's
to 40 you
a young
mean?
grandfather. That's a young grandfather.
You
That's
will
a
be,
young ass grandfather.
I'm hoping you'll be a grandfather. He'll have his life together. He'll have his lady.
Shit, I hope he has his life together.
Yeah. And you will be a grandpa. Abuelo.
Mila, on the other
Abuelo.
hand, has to live, and I'm not gonna be abuelo. Stop it. And Mila, on the other hand, is in a bubble, and at 23 years old, will not know the world. She has to stay home in the bubble.
You better
She
be
can come
careful.
be on the podcast at all times.
You, she might be our producer by that point.
Or she'll be the star of the show at that point, just like she was at her dance recital. Go ahead, Mila.
It's fine. If she brings in viewers, I'm all for it.
She said, I don't dance in dance class. I only dance on stage. And what she do? Dance on fucking stage.
Shut that MF down.
She was one of 2 kids who actually danced on stage. And they said, you guys can't record the performance. I came in after they said that. What are you going to do? Tell me no? Fuck
Yes.
off.
They're gonna escort you out.
Last year, I had to spend $50 to get a whole DVD or downloaded video of a file of dance class I didn't give a fuck about just to get a minute of my daughter dancing. Fuck that. I'm recording this shit this year.
He's got to. Dylan needs to have that footage so he can show it to all of her boyfriends so that they won't.
She will never have one.
embarrassed.
She'll
They'll
never
be
have a
embarrassed.
boyfriend.
They'll be
Never have one. She told you, bubble. She's too precious. Except for she walking around with that fucking dad thinks he fucking.
That was adorable.
Ginny said that shit on purpose.
That was adorable.
She goes, I'm back. Why? Why are you back?
Dad thinks like he's the boss. I'm back in the room.
That ended quite quickly.
It
All
did.
right, let's wrap this up.
So
Yeah,
wrap
please,
this
guys.
up. We already paid those bills. I mean, y'all already did. I'm him. I don't know.
Oh, I did it. We all collectively did a all him first team all him
We did not.
collectively together.
Well, I'm him for me this week was going to be Carmelo Anthony, James. So,
The James hijacked it from you.
shout out to Melo for an unbelievable career. I got to see him live, which was a great thrill for me. And yeah, man, can't wait to see that jersey go up in the rafters. And he's him. He's him. Honorable mention to BG, but it's Carmelo.
Good for you, Mike. Getting your shit off, even though James hijacked it.
Just
Next time,
ruined everything.
put it in pre-production. All right.
Yeah, that is your fault.
That I have to tell you who I'm picking for I'm him.
You ain't even put Carmelo on the list of hot topics.
You did not put it on the doc, Mike.
If Melo's on the list of hot topics, I don't hijack it.
Yes, you would have. You're that kind of person.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you're projecting, Mike.
Oh, so you're done? All right, fine. That's it.
That's it. I did a whole team for all of us of hymns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hymns. 5 of them.
Oh, go ahead, James. Take us home.
Man. It is almost time for the NBA Finals. Almost time. And I am Miss Cleo calling me now. The prophecy is almost fulfilled. The Nuggets, if they win the NBA championship, you guys will be paying me as your pre-bookie to give you predictions for your bets on FanDuel and all your other ways for sports betting. But yeah, man, shout out to the viewers, shout out to the listeners. I'm tired. It's almost 2:30. And follow me on Instagram at Breezy __ BILLZ, and follow me on Twitter at Breezy5X. And yeah, see you guys soon.
_podcast Poppy _ on all social media platforms. It's been a pleasure to be selected to form the first ever soy first team all him. I appreciate all the members of the pod who believed in me and put the trust in me to assemble the team that best represents us and our thoughts on this podcast. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Well, yes. As the fellas said, thank you everyone for watching and listening. This show, we will be back. Miami was supposed to win tonight so we could take a week off, but of course that didn't happen. So maybe we'll just do a finals preview show so we can get some predictions on the books. And we're gonna be doing some specials coming up the next few weeks, so that should be fun. We still got a lot of talks on the way. Follow me on the socials, IAM_MBJ on all the socials. And yeah, we are gonna get ourselves out of here. So James, do you know, if you want to, just since it's already done and it's been said, you don't have to come to the NBA Finals preview show if you want to just stamp the Nuggets now. I don't have the graphic yet, but you want to stamp the Nuggets now since you've been on that train all year.
I mean, I don't have to stamp it now because I stamped it months ago.
Great. So good. So you don't have to come to the finals preview show. We know where you stand.
I'll be there. But you guys already know my prediction because I said it months ago.
Make sure you-
Here's something interesting before we go. You know how Anthony's been alluding to this for months now, that he's got a big finals bet planned for somebody.
He has.
I
That's a
wonder what
teaser.
it is.
That's a teaser because we're gonna find out on this finals preview show.
I wonder what it is, and when he's going to choose Roz to do the bet with him again.
Maybe
so
he
can
thought the
get
Lakers were
revenge.
gonna get to the finals, and maybe that's when he was gonna try it.
Sure was.
We'll see. We will see. But I'm very intrigued as to what this finals bet's going to be. And he's like, I'm going to choose. And one, like, the person has to agree. Anthony just, I'm going to make a bet. And you have to take it. That's not, no, you fucking idiot.
I forgot to mention, but be sure to join us for every single game after the NBA Finals. One of the three of us, if not all three of us, will be there for every single game. Dylan will not be there for game 2. He's already said that we can go to hell. But me or James, or maybe we'll make Dylan do game 4 by himself. But one of us will.
Oh, God forbid I'm out for my fucking birthday. Like,
Yeah.
We will be live after every NBA Finals game, even if it's for just a 20-minute recap. Join us, Speak on It live on all the Facebook. We'll be on Facebook Live for the finals, YouTube live, Twitch live. We'll just be on everything live. Instagram live. We'll be on all of it. Just live. We're just live. Come in the comments. Live. No net. Send us the comments. Live. And like I said, we'll do a finals preview show in the next whenever Miami finishes Boston off. And we'll do that. We'll make our picks. But until then, actually, you know what? I think the fact that we're going, James? Live?
I meant to say, did I tell you that French hit me up after game 3 saying, "Yo, Breeze, when's the next pod?"
Oh boy. Well, then we'll have
bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
We'll see him when he's on here, since he clearly wants to be a confirmed guest. So we'll be on here. Maybe we will get some wheel spins to these NBA finals. Could get fun. But until then,